Click, click, boom. Look around with the stereo. Get rid of the radio. I hate saliva. I don't see why that cracks in me. Only watching when wrestling kills me. Come on, come on. Come on, we in Detroit. Oh God, everybody's gonna die as soon as the show ends. And here's Rated Arcade Bro. Well, my mood is completely down after the holiday season, and it's back with the same old energy. How is everybody doing? How was your Christmas? How was everybody else's day? Well, I don't want to know. By the way, seems like we immediately got a guest. Of course, made numerous videos, even including me, shockingly. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's Destructor. There we go.
Ear rape, ladies and gentlemen. Always do ear rape.
Oh, God. Well, of course, we got the more entertaining content that involves hits, drama, and it ends with a championship won in the end. We're talking about the NFL. I'm sorry if you thought it was pro wrestling. I get it confused too, because you have 200-pound men hitting each other consistently every week, and they're getting something at the end, and that's more ratings than what Monday Night Raw gets.
Well, I don't expect much. I mean, it's football. People give a shit about football, and unlike wrestling, you know, football's woke as fuck. It's just fucking wrestling. I mean, what is there to fucking get excited for on Raw? Big E? No. Becky Lynch? Hell no. If you're saying you're excited for Becky Lynch, I question your taste. No offense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there's that.
Also, shout out to Destroyer BHB. He had his why I don't hate Drew McIntyre video and why you shouldn't hate him too. Drew McIntyre. Even though he looks stupid with the sword, I would still watch him the majority of RK Bro segments. I swear to God, he's like Lawrence Taylor with Down syndrome. He fucking sucks, bro. He sucks, and he still gets more segments. And by the way,
I want Matt Riddle to kill himself. Like if Matt Riddle were to kill himself, I think I'd be okay.
Well, I don't always advise it because, of course, I don't like threatening people's lives. But the options on the table for Matt Riddle, that's fair game.
Oh yes, definitely. With this greasy faggot, he can just end himself. I would not care. I mean, personally, if I had to choose one wrestler to kill himself, it's got to be Becky Lynch. This bitch has got to kill herself before anyone else.
Yeah.
There, John, because she is the worst thing ever in wrestling. She has cancer. I hope she kills herself. Blah blah blah. Okay, all jokes aside, it's just fucking. There's just nothing on Raw.
Are you losing faith on Toni Storm?
I never had faith in her. I had never had faith in her to begin with. Yeah, she's hot. I fuck her. I want her.
TWRP put too much stock in her, and she's just botching all over the place. She doesn't really have a presence in her entrance.
It's not even TWRP. It's. I usually like to some extent.
Anti-smarks are hyping her up because she has a big butt. She's a good-looking chick. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, yeah, anti-smarks are anti-smarks. They're cringe, but it's not even really them. That's the problem with this chick. It's just, it's just fucking. When you look at Toni Storm, it's just like, okay, yeah, I liked her in NXT and all, but even then, she wasn't super known for much anything other than like, outside of her looks and her in-ring ability. She's like a work rate chick done right. And even then, botching. I don't know if it's main roster. I don't know what, but it's just fucking. The big problem is that some people, main roster is just like, it's not gonna work like that because fucking main roster has a slower style because NXT is slightly faster, even though, yeah,
they're just faster paced because the wrestling is more of the focus than WWE, where it's more methodical. You actually got to wait for the spot to be built up.
I don't expect much.
Yeah, continue.
It's just when you see Toni Storm, you're just like, yeah, I don't know. Besides, the main roster has a habit of being retarded, and decided, hey, let's just get rid of like the stuff that makes the wrestler appealing. Because Toni Storm, what made her appealing in the first place was like the whole look, I'm a sexy punk rocker or something.
Yeah.
Now they're
Then the
just
thing
getting
I
rid of.
would do was just put her in a relationship angle, and let her practice, and then you give her an entrance. Because here's the thing, you need an entrance to stand out, and for majority of these NXT chicks, they don't have shit. Shotzi got the jobber tank. They don't have anything for Zhangxi except make. I forgot. Is it Zia Lee? Is it Zia Lee, that Chinese chick from SmackDown?
I don't really give a shit about that chink. She's irrelevant.
She's doing some Mortal Kombat shit. You got to take that off. Unless she looks like the chicks from Mortal Kombat 9. Please do not show me that. She's a midget chick. I don't want to see a midget Asian chick that looks underage, just like they have over on AEW. But at least that's Kenny Omega's fetish. He likes underage. Petite women.
Oh yeah,
Petite women. Is that how to say it?
I think so. I don't know. They like midget people. It's just most of these chicks don't really stand out. Like freaking like the older ones that kind of stand out. And even then, it's not always for the best reasons. Or like what? Fucking Asuka, Alexa Bliss.
Bianca
That's
Belair,
it.
I guess.
Yeah, not even her. She doesn't even stand out. Like she not even her. Like
she
she's
acts
fucking,
like a little black girl twirling her hair, even though that's a grown ass woman.
yeah, that's not even much. There's not really much to most of these chicks. And even then, Asuka's like a goof. Alexa Bliss decided to be the Fiend for a year, which that was like pedo fetishes for like badass otaku. So that wasn't worth it.
My Lolita lolly. Oh, I always want to see that in pro wrestling.
Like it comes to the point where it's just like no, like freaking nobody cares about these chicks anyway. And the problem is half the show has to be dedicated to these fucking broads. Like we don't care about women's wrestling, and we're never going to. Okay,
they're just gonna point to because Stephanie's still at the helm.
Okay, well, it's not just Stephanie. I mean, yeah, she's a problem, like, because she's a fucking, she's a bitch. It's just more than that. It's just like fucking the writers they keep hiring are just a bunch of corporate shills. Like they're part of that freaking thing. Like that's the problem, It's just like freaking again, half the show for some ungodly reason has to fucking be like, oh, women's wrestling, and even though most of the chicks don't offer anything that you can use. Like what? Like Asuka, Alexa Bliss, you can use. Toni Storm, you can do something with her. Shotzi Blackheart, like Toxic Attraction. That's like a grand total of what? 7? Not even like 10. Not even like 10 chicks. Like, bro, like fucking.
Thanks, Chucky.
Like, yeah, we know it. It's a fucking tired out joke. Not gonna lie. Come up with a new joke, please. But like even then, most of these chicks, they just. Even then, like most of these chicks are bad. Like even like some of the better ones, even then they're like goofballs. Like fucking Shotzi's a fucking heelish goof, who the highlight of her career on SmackDown was showing huge cleavage, and the fans are jerking off to. Which again, I don't blame them, but like it kind of shows the hypocrisy in the fans' mindset. Then
because they're on and off. They take it like a toxic relationship. Whenever they see something that's encouraging, like tits or ass, it keeps them in. That's the type of relationship the fan base has with the current state of WWE.
Yeah, no shit. And it's just like I don't know. Like this is I will definitely make this video probably like sometime next year. Probably like I probably want to say around WrestleMania season when like I know when like potentially the women are gonna main event.
Oh, I don't want to see that again. All the main event matches.
I know
they just want to continue.
I know it's not going to be good, but like fucking. My point is, by the time once I see the women start main eventing WrestleMania, that's when I'm going to be like, yeah.
See what's going on Raw right now.
Probably nothing.
It's Gable. It's Alpha Academy facing off in a promo with RK Bro right now.
Great. That's a skippable promo. How the fuck does Randy Orton go from like being one of the top freaking like dudes in the whole wrestling business to being a complete afterthought with Matt Riddle?
I know it's to get Riddle over.
It's not getting him over, though. No one cares about Matt Riddle. The only people that care about him are Marks and anti-Smarks. I don't even think Smarks like Matt Riddle.
Yeah, but Chuck, we kind of already established that nobody wants to see another women's main event. Nobody's ever advertised highly a women's main event, and when it is, that gets like 1 million over like Rock and Cena. When I was in middle school, that shit was advertised to death. You saw that over on the Dave and Buster's. You saw that over on the laundromat. You saw that over in the store. You saw that around the news. People talked about Rock and Cena. That was a dream match. That's something you can put around in media and they'll talk about it. Because people know who John Cena is, people know who The Rock is, and if you want to see them wrestle, that'll be exciting. Any normal person would see that. You show them two women that are not established in the business, never did much to financially benefit the business, or not even mainstream among themselves. Who the fuck wants to see that main event?
No one. And
it's not good, bro. Well,
and even then,
we'll take this off.
And even then, when you look at like women's main eventing,
dumbass
like let's look at the history of all the women's like main events. Most of it has been, well, let's just be honest here, bad. It's been
hoodie.
It's been pretty garbage when you look at it throughout history. Like you can count, like I think you can count like not even like 5 matches where the women main evented throughout this revolution that was good. The only one I am thinking of that was good, or at least was actually at least watchable, was like, ironically, fucking Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka, the TLC match, and that was mostly because, well, it's Asuka and Becky, and not Becky, fucking Charlotte. Yeah, and not really Becky, because most of the cool spots in that match were involving either Charlotte doing it or Asuka doing it, or both of them together. That's probably the only good match in Becky Lynch's career, to be honest, and that's sad. But even then,
because that's like carried it with 2 other talented women.
Or, well, Charlotte's no longer really talented. Like, she used to have talent, but not now.
I mean, most of it is her. This is like the whole thing. When you consistently watch wrestling over the modern day, it is less formulaic than the guy usually doing 5 moves of doom. At least you know that identifies how they are. But when it looks super formatted, it doesn't look like it's a regular moveset. Like, Charlotte's going to do the dumbass big boot, the spear, some dumbass corkscrew moonsault from the top outside that barely looks like it's ever going to connect. And guess what's the worst part about this entire thing? Nobody pops.
Unless it's a big move. But even then, it's just Charlotte, though. It's less so with the talent. It's just more so with Charlotte or
dull. Her character is fucking dull.
Evolution. No evolution. That's the problem with Charlotte. Like,
she doesn't change her character up by a bit. Like, she goes over like a pregnancy. She goes over her friends betraying her. Her in a feud with Ronda Rousey. Her relationship with her dad. Her character never fucking evolves the entire career. Her entire career, and this goes for a bunch of people over on the main roster still.
Yeah, I don't understand this shit. Like, the problem is, okay, at one time or another, Charlotte used to actually be, an honestly somewhat credible wrestler. You can actually get decent matches, and she used to actually be, decent looking. Some of her matches, I can still kind of watch. I'm like, okay, that was enjoyable. Like that Asuka match at WrestleMania. Shit like that. Like she had the it factor at one point to some extent, but now, no. Mm-hmm. But that's not even her. It's just again, the women's main events pay-per-views. I mean, you had that cringe ass fucking Evolution, which okay, you have Ronda and Nikki Bella, that was good, but that's about it. But even then, that's a pay-per-view featuring all but the Wham and John. But when it's not some corny ass all women show crap or some shit. Tell me, freaking, I couldn't tell you many good, well, not feuds, more good fucking, matches, really. I mean, this year's, the WrestleMania main events have sucked, and that featured the women, fucking, especially the Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and, Ronda Rousey shit. That was terrible. That was cringy.
With talent that doesn't need to be at WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah,
and
that's
true. Still extended to 2 days. I'm getting really motherfucking tired. of it,
Okay.
and you thought that when you were a kid. It's like, oh, I want to watch more WrestleMania because not a lot of people are, not a lot of people watch WrestleMania back in the day, but some kids would have asked more. Like, I wish I had a chance to see it, or I wish I bought the pay-per-view. Now you have the chance to watch it whenever you want. Now I need to watch 2 days of possibly a total 3 to 4 hour pay-per-view. That's fucking a chore. Why are you making content a chore?
Even then, it lasts longer than that. I remember WrestleMania 36.
Binge.
I watched WrestleMania 36, and I think it was like 5 hours each.
Oh fucking god, no! That is
well,
awful.
It felt like it because there was like a handful of matches that were 20+ minutes long. No, most of the shit wasn't short, which I mean, I'm not shocked, but still, there was not much going on. Even then,
what's going on?
Okay, back to like the women's bullshit. It's just like, I don't know. I still never understand. Like, they put so much stock to it, even though it's killing off the viewers. I still get convinced by the reason why wrestling is in the dog shit is because of this women's revolution, lol. That's the biggest freaking downfall. Like, if it wasn't for that, wrestling, I mean, it probably would still get kind of crappy viewers, but it probably, like, the good ratings for today's standards would probably be like your average rating nowadays. So like
if Raw drew a 2.5 right now, that would actually be a good thing.
Yeah, of course. But no, if they didn't have the women's shit, it'd be like probably like what 2.1 to 2.5s. Yeah, it still sucks, but it's the step up from what we have now. But since we have this women's revolution, we need half the show to be women. The show now gets way less views because it does. It's just fucking they're just gonna freaking do something stupid, Like, again, since they're doing it 2 nights, you're gonna have women main event, and we all know it's gonna be a fucking fail. And then once that happens, once it's announced, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have to say it. Women's wrestling should not be this important. Like, freaking, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but it'll be something like, dear wrestling fans, stop taking women's wrestling seriously. Like women's wrestling's not a draw. I'd probably be exposing it or something because like nobody fucking cares about it. The NWA pay-per-view, fucking like Empowered, drew only it only got 500 pay-per-view buys. 500. 500. Not even like 5,000. Not even like that. No, just 500. Just 500 people. Not even 1K. So basically, my videos, like my average videos, like viewership gets more than Empower's pay-per-view buys. The Raw not got 2 million since 2019. I think that's actually true.
Yeah, that is true. They were consistently over like under 2 million since 2019. Like, bare minimum, they were getting like two and a quarter million back in 2018 when Raw was like down the shitter. Like, nobody liked an episode.
Yeah, I believe fucking like, I believe it was just fucking like I think once 2020, I think like once the pandemic hit, because the Raw's ratings weren't great in 2020 early on before the fans, but they were still barely over 2 million. I think it's just once the COVID shit happened, it's just people stopped caring. I mean, part of that was, of course, ironically, women, of course. How ironic how that turns out. Part of that was like, just mostly just the show sucked. The only thing that was saving Raw was Drew McIntyre, and even then, his title run was like meh. That wasn't like all his fault. I mean, part of it is because when your job as a champion, you're supposed to be like interesting, but he was kind of a goofball throughout his run. He got better later on, but still, Drew had to do
menacing. It was just the storylines that were shit.
Yeah, he had the presence. It was just the run was lackluster. Like, once the Dolph Ziggler shit happened, it's just like, we don't care about this title run. It had to be saved by Randy Orton, and even then, like, I would have had Randy Orton have like a little lengthy title run, and then McIntyre can get it back, later on, so he can feud with Lashley. But they didn't do that. But even then, Drew McIntyre and like Randy Orton were like the only decent things on Raw in 2020, and even then, that's like not enough. I mean, like, Edge was fine, but Edge fucking got injured, so you couldn't do Edge. So like, you were fucked. And SmackDown, you didn't have Roman Reigns, so you had to watch Butt Billy Braun Strowman be a complete fucking joke. That's why I considered 2020 the worst year at that time. I mean, I probably still do now because I didn't watch 2021 that much. But even then, it kind of shows you like what this freaking wrestling business is evolved to. It's just evolved to well, garbage. I mean, there's a good reason why Raw can't get 2 million anymore. SmackDown can barely get 2 million, and when it does get over 2 million, like somewhat convincingly, it usually
Brock
involves like
Lesnar has to carry the show.
well, not even just Brock Lesnar, just a wrestler from yesteryear, like Brock Lesnar or Edge or John Cena or some shit. And
They don't
even
want to
then,
make an entertaining TV show. They don't want to make it. You can push it over to the talent. You can push it over to everything else in this bullshit. The thing is, they don't want to make a compelling TV show to make sure it's weekly, like consistently interesting to the viewer. That's their problem.
yeah, and they don't want to try to improve it. Which, and I mean, I'm not shocked because the writing all around is garbage. I mean, look at AEW. Does anyone want to watch AEW? No, only the cult fan does. Like fucking
David
like.
Crockett was on Rampage. No one fucking cares.
Does anyone even watch Rampage?
Or
I
Rampage is consistently hitting over to like 500,000 over the past month. So no.
I don't recall anyone watching Rampage. That's an epic fail of a show. Rampage, like I get what it's trying to go for. It's be like, oh look, here's a little sideshow of wrestling. But but
You
AEW is
have
trying to,
already sideshows.
yeah, you already have Dark and Elevation. You would think you want to make Rampage, I don't know, your second show. Like fuck, like if you wanted to like make Rampage like mean something, why don't you take the TNT Championship and make that like the main title of that show? Like you don't have to do a brand split. Just have like, oh look, if you want the TNT Championship, go on Rampage. If you want the main championship, go on fucking like Dynamite or some shit. And you can have both champions like be on the same show at the same time, but still have like a certain like thing that freaking like makes it stand out a little. Considering Rampage, like, well, this is the same show that had CM Punk make his epic return in quotations because it's not epic, but still, he's make his triumphant return, or yeah, Brian Danielson show up or something. You know, like you try to make it into a big deal and it doesn't help that you constantly mention it, and look what it leads you to. Oh wait, nothing. It leads to nothing because the show.
Absolutely nothing. Hey, stop. So that's an old ass song.
It mean yeah, the show doesn't mean jack. It's nothing. It's not gonna change.
The only thing that I would want, like, if you want to correlate like Dark into like an up and comer for like indie jobbers or something, is that Ian Book from Notre Dame? Holy shit, he's in the NFL. I didn't even know that. So the only way you can do this is make AEW Dynamite more skit focused or Rampage more skit focused, and then build over to the matches. And make sure Dark is the up and comers only, like no established guys that are already on the roster, so you can actually sell something for free content. I would do the same thing for NWA. Like, go back to airing your fucking shows on YouTube. You got higher viewership, by the way, on YouTube. Like, wasn't their first episode like over 500,000?
Yeah, I don't remember like how End Power was because like to be honest, I only watched like one or two episodes of it, and I was like it was like and towards it only because of well TWRP really.
Yeah,
And even then,
it was still
there's not much
enjoyable.
to care about on Power, and even then, once like the woke shit happened with like the Cornette thing, I was like, fuck this show. I'm not bothered to watch. It's just it's whatever. I don't really care about that shit. But I think it got all right viewers for what it was trying to be, which is better than Rampage. But even then, the problem is with a show like Rampage isn't the fact that it's Rampage. It's just fucking like Power. NW Power had like, oh shit, I'm dead.
It just had like they were trying to be too like fan focused, and they didn't really try to change as much stuff up, except trying to still correlate to the minuscule fan base that they couldn't even build up. Still, they are the Miles Morales of pro wrestling. They are the Miles Morales. Like, you don't need it, but you know it because the name belongs to something else. So that's it. And I only say it because unpopular opinion from the Negro hero of the YWC. I hate Miles Morales. I find him dull. He doesn't do anything different from Peter Parker. All you know him for is the black Spider-Man kid that wears Jordans in the cartoon movie.
Black Spider-Man from like that one show.
Into the Spider-Verse. It's from the movie.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard, I was actually gonna see that movie in theaters, but I never got to because I think my mother was sick at the time, and I was like, I was kind of looking forward to like, oh, this kind of looks cool and stuff, and never happened. Do I regret it? No, because it's just a movie, and I was like, it probably would have been a movie. I was like, okay, this looks cool, but it's not anything like special.
I mean the movie itself was entertaining. It was cool to see, like, even though they do the interdimensional storyline again, but it was enjoyable how it is. But Miles, it's as its own as a character. People say, "Oh, people defended me about this before," and it's like, "Oh, why are you hating on the black characters?" Because it sounds like fucking tokenizing. Why do I need a black Spider-Man? Who in the world asked for a black Spider-Man? Who needs a black Spider-Man? And who asked?
No one.
Sure, it's cool. It's fine. The whole premise of Spider-Man is not everybody needs to be Spider-Man. It's literally a guy learning from being a child into a man and representing New York. That's why I grew into being a massive Spider-Man fan. I literally still have the Xbox original Spider-Man 2. And except Miles Morales, that's the only game I'm not touching until Spider-Man 2 comes out. That's it. I even have the shit that you can play as a Spider-Man from 2099 and whatever the hell Spider-Man Noir is. I heard his uncle Ben got killed by a cannibal vulture. I didn't even know that was interesting. Yes, Static Shock is better than Miles Morales because he's an actual original character that didn't need to come from Black Lightning. Everybody knows Static Shock, even though he wore Tim's. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's another fellow content creator that also talks about wrestling in his channel and many other variety of content. Here's the man himself. I'm not doing a drum roll again. Here's Cinnamon.
What's going on, everyone?
What's going on?
Not much.
What the hell is even going on Raw anyway?
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling in like 3 weeks now.
Riddle just beat Gable. They're still celebrating, even though it's been 3 minutes since the match ended.
Oh, wow.
And I
Matt Riddle won a match?
Yeah.
Great. That means it's going to be autism.
And Riddle's trying to ask for a hug.
Is RK Bro still a thing?
Yes, it's still a thing, shockingly, and they're still tag team champions, so that means they're getting as much segments to milk over that this team is over to the guys just clapping, and Riddle just hugs Orton like they just moved to San Francisco as a gay couple.
Don't give their private life away.
I don't know why anyone likes RK Bro.
Why the fuck are they on TV? I mean, I can understand you're trying to fix over and give more publicity over to Riddle, but you could have just done that off making his own character. You didn't have to force over a guy that he has no chemistry with to be the odd couple tag team and then put him in a lengthy title reign that's never going to get any buzz. The only thing that's going to garner a buzz in a YouTube clip involving Riddle and Orton is if Orton's RKOing anybody. No one gives a half shit about Riddle unless you watched NXT. That's the sad part because you don't know his character. And Kevin Owens is probably bitching another promo with his jowls out.
Kevin Owens is fat. Kevin Owens is just fat. He's just fat.
That's character.
He's just fat. He should just come on to casual cues, fat Owens fat, and that's it. And like, there's nothing to do with this fat slop.
But yet he could get like $3 million from WWE.
Wait, that was his contract extension?
I heard it was like $3 million.
Holy shit! What makes
Well,
him
they
that
had
much
to-
valuable a commodity?
He's probably going to be WWE champion soon, or be like positioned as like a higher upper mid card main eventer. I guess they're going to really
go around his waist.
they're going to try the experiment once again, the Kevin Owens experiment. I mean, like I know Kevin Owens isn't the worst thing in the world, but like you already seen how it went in 2016. What makes you think it's going to work again? Like, bruh.
Oh, because he exists, that means he deserves to get over. It's like,
Well,
let's
it's
make
better
his
than Big
money
E.
was worth.
Well, it's better than Big E.
Anything is better than any other previous WWE champion except Lashley and McIntyre. Except, here's the thing. Here's the thing what's worse whenever you always put the title on a fan favorite. There's always this beatable stigma about him. And here, Kevin Owens is over the stigma that he's beatable. He's not that charismatic. And he's dull enough to get a reaction using a Hall of Famer's move. He's just a fat fuck. He's literally fat Steve Corino, and that's it. With a talking ability. He's just a Canadian whiny fat fuck. That's a majority of his character. That's a majority of who he is. He seems to be like antisocial, eats a lot, bitches over on social media. He doesn't use any heel heat for his look. He's a fat, entitled dickhead. That's how he is backstage. That's how he is as a character. Don't know why he doesn't use that to get heat, and he should be. And that will get people throwing trash at him.
Yeah.
If he becomes champion, we're gonna have Sami Zayn going for the championship.
Possibly.
I wouldn't be
But he's
shocked.
still on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could have him win the Royal Rumble out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, look, the conspiracy's finally rewarding me," or some dumb shit like that. But we don't care about Sami Zayn because he hasn't re-signed yet. No one. That's important.
Only reason I'm saying that is because the whole Sami and Kevin Owens fight forever bullshit.
Nobody cares about that shit.
Fuck about that feud. Why?
No, I know, but wrestling fans seem to like it. I don't get it.
The fan. Okay. This is a majority of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's feud. They wrestled upon the indies that the bare minimum the fans got to see. The majority of their matches consist of they came from developmental. And they break each other's necks. None of their rivalry ever evolved from that. At all. We had Triple H being the up and come. No, this is Orton Triple H. Orton being the rising up and comer that could dethrone Triple H. Triple H tried to sabotage it so we can stay on top. This feud gotten so personal over the jealousy and envy that later on, when they came back into a feud, Triple H comes over invading Orton's house. Orton kicks his own father-in-law and his wife. And it comes into a main event at WrestleMania 25. That is several years late after they just had their pay-per-view match at Unforgiven 2004. Who in the flying fuck wants to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fight? Who?
No one.
Indie marks.
They don't count as humans.
They are gay hentai. They know what Boku no Pico is.
They don't count. Look, they're people that should just kill themselves. Okay, we need to have an extermination fest on them. But like,
there needs to be a construction camp of these people.
Yeah, we need to go like full on Nazi regime on them. Okay, but this isn't about the gay ass indie fans. This is about freaking, of course, Kevin Owens. Okay, so here's the thing with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is what happens if the courting decided to be a more honest and open front liberal and decided to actually know a thing or two about actually like athletic bones. That's what Kevin Owens is. It's just a quartering with like a shittier beard, who's fatter, who looks like he's about to freaking give birth, and does wrestling moves, and it's just more liberal. So basically, just a whiny crybaby.
Who would you rather have as champion, Owens or Kingston? Kofi Kingston again.
Jesus Christ.
You made it not fair. You made it not fair, Cinnamon. You made it not fair.
Well, two crappy champions. I couldn't choose between the two of them on who I would want.
Well, before Kofi was world champion, SmackDown was actually getting over $2 million with Daniel Bryan before that. And Daniel Bryan was actually not a bad world champion with his feuds. And then as soon as they gave it to Kofi, record low ratings over 2018.
That you mean 2019?
2019 when he was world champion? Okay.
Yeah, the ratings didn't go down. Like they kind of went down, but
They
it
went
wasn't
down.
like, but it wasn't
1.8.
like, it wasn't
1.7.
that bad. That was like
They were
later
fucking
on.
awful. No, they
That
were
was
fucking awful. Kofi fucking sucked. The most he had was a feud that I don't know if they were trying to go pseudo racist because because Orton called him stupid back when he screwed over a spot. That's a storyline to you?
I know.
creativity.
From 10 years ago, Orton
That
didn't.
was just
Orton
a
didn't
botch
screw
by
over-
accident. Nobody cares.
That's how the storyline. No, that's stupid. Look, if it was, Orton sabotaged my career, fucking Edge hit him when he had an elimination at the same year. Orton hit him from behind in the Elimination Chamber match Kofi was supposed to be in for the WWE title and slammed him with a steel chair in the back of the head. Yet he gets a grudge over Randy Orton.
Yep.
I mean, if you're gonna do
That's
that
a
storyline, you
storyline?
gotta do that shit. You gotta do the same shit with Kofi. But even
Say
then,
Edge hates black people.
okay, honestly, this may be a bit crazy, but I rather have Kofi as champion mainly because I
Holy
can
shit.
repackage Kofi Kingston and have him be like what he used to be.
Jamaican?
What he used to be? What, Jamaican? You boom, boom, boom. That's his character. He has no charisma back in the day. He
It
had
would have
fun
been.
matches,
It would have been.
but
It
that
would have
was
been
it.
taught. It would have been more tolerable because he was. You can actually take him somewhat seriously. Yeah, he's all fun. Like he's like, oh yeah, he's like energetic and like, oh look, whatever. But it's not New Day gayness. And besides, you can be like, oh, okay, we'll give this little mid Carter's time to shine or something. I can't take New Day shit. I'd rather have Kofi Kingston as champion than Kevin Owens because at least Kofi, he looks like he can at least be like a mid card wrestler. Whereas Kevin Owens, he looks like the guy who be eating out freaking like a huge buffet at Scott Snyder's freaking like restaurant or some shit. With Scott.
While doing some Steiner math.
Yeah, so Scott said it's like, well, this fucking fat son of a bitch, he's fucking Kevin Owens. He's a redneck fat Canadian bastard. I hate fat asses.
Who's the half breed?
That's Kevin Owens. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens are the half-breed couple.
Tua turned the ball over, throws an incomplete pass, but there's probably a flag on the field. 22 was holding him too much. Well, the Dolphins lead by 7 against the New Orleans Saints. This is a big game for both teams to still be in playoff contention. So, but by the way, going to be up in MetLife this Sunday for Tom Brady to visit and pimp slap the New York Jets. So that's how I'm going to waste my 1 o'clock. That's going to be
Lucky
great.
you.
That's going to be the only Jets that disappoint me. I'm sure Winnipeg is doing okay.
If they can even fight for a playoff spot.
I have more faith in that. At least the Winnipeg Jets have been in more playoff appearances than the Jets have been over the past 15 years.
I mean, at least the Jets can get to a third round and get squashed by an expansion team. Last year, well, they went to the second round by getting swept. So they went to the second round and their whole playoffs was 8 games. 4 games sweeping the Oilers, then getting broomstick by the Habs. What a time we live in. Well, I mean,
that just sounds sad. I mean, even for the Habs' sake, at least the Habs won a game. Oh, look at that.
Well, I mean, what do you expect from Winnipeg? Winnipeg couldn't even beat Montreal.
I'd rather trust Winnipeg than San Jose. Now San Jose is like back to the drawing board.
San Jose hasn't been good in years. Their last hurrah was in like 2019 or whatever the fuck.
2019? Yeah.
Whatever the fuck the fucking Blues won the cup. Because they made it to the third round. It's like, oh great, the Sharks are gonna go back to the Stanley Cup Finals and then lose again. I mean, I think
4-way for the WWE title. And Dana Brooks on TV.
Plastic surgery. Oh great.
Plastic surgery. She has the face of
Botox.
some type of retired porn star. God damn, she looks different. Her face looks completely different.
Botox. I swear to God, this
it's lipo on her face.
Plastic surgery does a lot for someone.
Motherfucking Dana Brooke is just fucking like Botox plastic. Like it's just there's nothing natural about this dumb broad. Like at least with someone like motherfucking like Angelina Love, her face is clearly Botox as shit.
Yeah.
At least Angelina Love, you can actually still want to fuck her.
Yeah, because Angelina Love actually looks conventionally attractive. Dana Brooke used to look alright, but now she's just meh in the. She just looks like she looks like Trish Stratus from the PS2 SmackDown games. You know, if you scratch the disc a bit, I think something would happen.
Please, even Trish didn't have big arms like that.
Batista, Batista's out of my league. Batista can fuck the same bitch who plays as Gamora in the Guardians of the Galaxy. He doesn't need you.
Besides, Batista is like above most people. He when it comes to Batista, he doesn't need some mid Dana Brooke. Like Dana Brooke is only good for like mediocre UFC fighters, not like one of the greatest wrestlers in history, arguably, and a fucking successful Hollywood actor. I mean, yeah, he's a fucking liberal douche, but fuck, at least Batista did something with his life.
Hey, Dana Brooke, you just know that you dating anybody is already bad because what lesbians can get married now. So that's kind of it for you. Sorry.
Yeah, not much
Gay
to
marriage
her.
too. So you can't even force a man to be with you.
Well, sure, he has a man, but yeah, you probably deserve mediocrity, my friend. But what do we know?
Rhea Ripley got broad shoulders, and look at the guy she got, a black dude.
I mean,
a black dude.
Well,
Rhea
Ripley's only dating him because he's black. You know how like some people are. Like Rhea Ripley's one of those liberal chicks that's like, I'm gonna date a black guy just for the sake of being black, not because of like what. I mean, with a haircut like that, it's just like you see these liberal women douches be like, "Oh, I love blacks and minorities and shit like that." And they go on and on about it. It's like, dude, you're only doing this because you just want to get fucked in the asshole, and because
she just looks like Captain Marvel if she was 6 foot.
For some reason, I thought she was a lesbian.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if she was one, but no, apparently that thing is straight. Yes, I know.
That thing is straight. I love it. I love it, people. That thing is straight.
Shock. I know it's a shocking world we live in where friggin' dykes like ugly bitches like that can actually be straight. You would think at most for normal they'd be bisexual, but no, those things are straight. They don't.
To be honest, I think you gotta ask if anybody's bisexual nowadays.
Well, yeah, because they can get attracted to women.
Yeah, they can get attracted to women or men or pans. You know what I'm saying? Oh, speaking about pans, I'm pansexual. Shut the fuck up.
I don't even give a shit about this pansexual crap. Like that shit is just like it's just like okay, you have some kink problem.
Well, hold up, because I want to see how many sexual orientations exist. In the
a lot more than when I was a kid.
I mean,
way more than there should be.
I mean,
when I was a kid, there's 3: straight, bi, and gay. Now there's like 20 trillion different sexualities.
Guys, as soon as I type sexual, you know what comes out? Harassment, assault. Don't touch me there. This is my no square. You know, the usual.
Garbage.
Or sexual orientation quiz. I don't want to play.
I would laugh if you played and came out gay, telling you were gay.
It was like, you're black, but you like listening to rock music. I can't listen to metal. Says 46 terms to describe a sexual orientation. That describes sexual attraction. Wow. Good to know. If they go off stars, I'm gonna kill myself. All right, here we go.
This is gonna end badly.
Let me break my neck real net. Olysexual, olysexism, androsexual, asexual, ariosexual. Wait, is this in alphabetical order? Oh my fucking god!
Sounds like it's alphabetical order.
Autoromantic. Bi-curious, that's a real term. This refers to people who are questioning or exploring. So,
don't you think you would know if you were bi or not?
So what does bi-curious mean? Are you questioning if you're gay or straight? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty
that's
much
just you
it.
thinking. You literally had to make an orientation of you thinking that you're gay or straight.
That one I
Yep.
can actually that one I could let slide because it's not as stupid. Because there's people like that they don't know. I
So
mean,
just
is
make
it?
it a
Is it?
definition. So just
I
make it a
mean,
fucking definition. Just make it a term. Don't make it an orientation. It's like, oh,
you
I'm
know what
kind of
retards
leaning to.
are? Who cares?
That
Like
is
if
fucking retarded. Who says that? I'm bi-curious. It's like saying, hey, what chicks are you into? Curious. What? Fucking bisexual. Okay. Okay. Biromatic.
what the fuck is
That sounds like a
that?
term for a gun. Those who experience sexual romantic attraction but not sexual attraction, that to individuals who are more than one gender.
Oh, God.
What?
I don't.
Closeted.
That sounds like the same shit as pansexuality, if that's even a real term.
I like. Is this like? I don't. Well, I do like you, but I don't want to fuck you. Is that a way of getting cucked, but you don't want to sound like that? I mean, I understand there's relationships that people don't really have like sex in the matter of religious reasons, but this is just stupid. Coming out. Yeah, like I think your mom does while watching my videos. I'm sorry, I'm joking. Cupiosexual. What? Describes an asexual people who don't experience sexual attraction. What you operate this with being inexperienced?
Oh my! The amount of autism I'm hearing from this is making me like, just what?
Demisexual. Demirio romantic. Okay, I need to read this. It seems like something out of a Marvel comic book. Romantic. The
A
strongest of
woke
the
Marvel.
Eternals.
Yeah, if it was a really woke Marvel
The
comic.
strongest of the Eternals. Oh, but don't fuck with Thanos though. He's bi-curious because he fucks with death.
Oh, don't fuck Captain Marvel, because that thing is straight.
Her mouth.
Don't mess with Iron Man. He's bi-curious.
Her meat slab looks like Dormammu when you're in this dimension.
Oh, yeah, Captain Marvel's got a meat slab. It's got a wee wee.
No, her pussy just looks like Pennywise's mouth whenever he tries to scare you. This romantic orientation. Why there's no such thing as a romantic orientation. Describes individuals who experience romantic attraction only under specific circumstances, such as after building an emotional relationship. So, being in love,
basically,
they had to describe it like that.
People are retarded.
Look, I don't have an arts degree. My dad loves me. I know who my mom is, and I don't talk to her because she doesn't know my boyfriend, and I don't question if I want a dick or not. This is what this list is telling me.
Just basically autism. I mean, I'm not shocked. It's just it's something but retardation. But like, come on, like, what are they gonna do next for the retardation?
It's against Tamina, and it's against Tamina, so we have a lot of time. Fluid.
Oh yeah,
gay,
that's definitely a good piss break.
Gray sexual. You're into gray matter or something?
For a second, I thought you were gonna say someone that's sexually attracted to aliens.
I mean, that's what I technically am trying to get off gray sexual.
If that's even real.
Used to acknowledge a gray area on the sexual spectrum. What? You're in the spectrum? Is a gray area supposed to mean fucking a retard? What is this supposed to mean?
I think it's meant to be autism.
Explicitly and exclusively identify as an asexual or romantic. So your term is in between two other terms.
Yep.
What?
You should make.
How are you supposed to?
Make a video on this, making fun of this
in real life.
Why don't you make a video on this, reacting to it, just making fun of it?
I don't always want my content to revolve around political reasons or social reasons like that. But this sounds like a video.
Every once in a while won't hurt. I mean, I would do this, but to be honest, I have no interest enough to talk about this garbage for more than like 2 seconds.
coming from a college student, this shit just screams well because people say that they're heterosexual. Fuck you.
So, they don't want straight people. Because straight people are fucking racist and sexist. Straight people, they must die right now.
I was like, what is? I'm sorry. What's your pronouns? Pronouns, David.
Fuck you.
You're
No, thank you.
heterosexual. You like? Yes, I like vagina. I'm sorry if I don't know what else is. A term to describe people who experience sexual, romantic, and emotional attraction to the opposite gender.
I actually knew someone that didn't know heterosexual meant straight.
The fuck?
Bro.
Was he a child?
He was 16 and he didn't know that heterosexual meant straight.
Bro.
He was 16?
Yeah.
Sex ed
he didn't know what that means.
He probably didn't get taught sex ed, which, I mean, I don't blame them. Sex ed is cringe. I usually would skip. I think even regular adopted kids will probably know that shit. I think it's just fucking like he just wasn't taught sex ed in class, which I don't blame the dude. I mean, sex ed is fucking boring and
you
just
can
cringy.
still Google it and you can fucking Google
do
it.
Do teenagers really waste their time googling sexual like bullshit unless they're jerking off
it's
the
like
porn?
media already glorifies sex to the extent, especially in the United States. It's like, oh, what's the burden of beats? It's two people having sex and making a child. It's like anybody over on media and cartoons, TV shows, news. You can hear about that over anywhere, and you don't need sex ed for that.
Nope.
The only thing they teach you for is use a condom, dumbass. You're gonna have a kid. This ain't the 60s. Instead of stuck with the bitch, you're stuck with a child. Run.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. Most kids don't really waste their time learning about sex bullshit. They just rather play their goofy video games or watch their videos. They don't have time for that shit. So when they have to go to school, it should just be like, okay, learn about sex ed bullshit. Like here, like it can be cringy, but fucking like, hey, it's if you want these kids to be fucking worth something, then you gotta do that, there, John.
I mean, it's more awkward than like, I guess my mom talking to me. I'd rather hear it from a teacher, and then I hear that the teacher is a recovering rapist. So I need to change the curriculum. Okay, let's see what else here. LGBTQIA plus. So they treat this like the formula of pi for the LGBTQ right now, because I don't know what other things do they have to put a plus for? They don't know the rest.
I have no idea.
Libidoist asexual. The fuck is that? Is that the libidoist sounds like a body part.
It does.
A term used to describe an asexual person. So just call him an asexual person who experiences sexual feelings. You have to describe a person that feels in a different orientation.
Oh my god!
I wish
it was black right now because I just be saying the N-word
self-stimulation and masturbation. Holy praise Jesus! Unholy water. This label, you just pick up your. If you want unholy water, get some. What is it? What is that water brand? It's used with a D. What is it called?
It starts with a D's nuts.
No, oh Jesus Christ!
Stop bringing back dead memes that are not funny.
It's not clever. Not clever. Okay, this label acknowledges that some people acting on libido or sexual feelings doesn't necessarily involve sexual behavior. So they're a slut, but they don't look like it. Is that what you mean? Or what the fuck do you mean, dude? This is like answering a math question, but they put a period at the end. It's like putting a comma at the end of an equation. Like, wait, what else am I supposed to go by this? I'm not trying to act insensitive. I'm just trying to understand why you need multiple conventions to say if a person's sexually attracted or not. That's their choice if they won't be.
Yep.
why do you have to describe that in several other variations? Why do I need 40-something descriptions when there's only 2 genders?
Because
Well,
because
now
people
there's
have
more
more
than
mental
2
health.
genders.
Imagine it's like, well, I'm sexually attracted. I'm not sexually attracted to my partner, but I found Tyrone down the street that I am sexually attracted to, but I'm still in love with my partner. So you're a slut.
My God.
Don't
Okay.
make a slut a housewife.
Russell Wilson didn't learn that lesson.
Some of these people, they don't. I don't even know. They make things all confusing, like polysexual. I'm like, just hang yourself. Just
Omnisexual, Super Saiyan sexual.
omnisexual. Fucking Jesus
That might be
Christ.
wait, no, it does exist. Yo, I made that up.
Actually,
I made that
I've heard
up.
the term omni before because I follow this one Twitter account called the Omni Liberal, and it's only because I can see any like goofy, funny like bullshit or
They
something.
name an
And
orientation with a liberal. It's like naming yourself the gay philanthropist, the gay inquisitus. Like what? That's your title, Jim?
well, it's only a Twitter account. Fucking thankfully, it doesn't call him someone on YouTube, but still, it's fucking Twitter. Who cares? But like, I mean, like this whole like gender pronouns. It's like you people are spending too much time on this
You know
garbage.
that's not your personality trait, right? I hope
Yeah,
you
like
understand that doesn't make you special. You sucking dick or getting pussy doesn't make you special.
I
It
mean,
just makes you another human being.
Your next president and current vice president has pronouns she/her. I'm like, this is why freaking the outside of freaking like you don't see normal people be a fucking Democrat these days. If they are, well, they probably have mental issues.
At least we're not South America. Now everybody's in a civil war right now. But
Okay, well,
that's just
nobody cares what the Negro fucking continent having the battle with the crackers. Okay, no one gives a shit about Africa and all the smelly people that live there. Like fucking nobody cares. Africans are dirty. It doesn't matter what you are.
You'd be surprised. You're right though, but you'd be surprised how many really don't care. Monosexual, aboard.
Elon Musk is from freaking Africa, and look what he became.
Entrepreneur, because he got the right color. I'm joking. Bored sexual orientation. What the fuck is a bored sexual orientation?
Oh Jesus Christ! I don't give a shit. I have to say this anyway. Like, nigga, what?
Oh no.
Like, okay, porn sexual? How? Oh my God!
What's a bored sexual orientation? First of all,
Jesus Christ!
You didn't even describe that anyway. So how are
maybe you're bored with sex?
You're bored.
What are you, Quagmire?
No, a broad sexual.
What are you, fucking Quagmire? Like Jesus Christ!
Giggity.
That's what it sounds like. Born sexual. I'm like, so basically you're just Quagmire.
I won't mind if any guy just isn't attracted to anything at this point. There's possibly an orientation that somebody's just not attracted to anything.
I thought that's what asexual was anyway.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was asexual.
Oh fuck. Includes people who experience what? Stop describing it over experience. What? Whoever can have that could be a born again Christian or something.
Jesus Christ!
Romantic sexual.
I identify as a freaking Catholic priest. Actually, no.
No, you might not want to do that because then you'd be into little boys.
Well, I mean, Joe Biden is an example of that. So moving on.
I remember some content creator. He literally got canceled, even by the mainstream media, for being like, I don't think sex offenders should be being shamed for liking children because they're just trying to find love. While the blinded little child that doesn't know what sex means is getting touched inappropriately, and he doesn't even know how his body works. Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, to be fair,
he's in prison right now.
Well, he should be killed, but to be honest, that's neither here nor there. But to be fair, what was it? Fucking see, everyone knows Antifa, the crazy far left, freaking quote unquote, group, which are basically just a bunch of fascist faggots, as we all know them. Anyone with logic knows that Antifa is bad. If you don't say Antifa is bad, you're retarded. Anyway, one of the retarded protests, I still remember this. You probably find it on the internet somewhere, because I can't see YouTube just getting rid of it for no reason. Motherfucking, like, one of their dumb rallies, it was like, don't freaking hurt the pedos. They're misunderstood. See, that's when you know. Yeah, they pretty much are defending pedophilia as like, oh, it's misunderstood. So right then and there, you know that they're a bunch of mental cases. And you wonder why I hate Antifa and I want all of them to die. Literally, I mean, fucking, if Antifa to die, I'd be celebrating and be like dancing like, oh yeah, Antifa dead. Like, come on. Like, Antifa is just fucking immoral and evil and just retarded.
They're
like,
immoral dickheads that don't know how the world works, so they push it over to this communist.
They're a bunch of They're a bunch of soy boys too.
They want to push the country into totalitarianism and over policing language, changing it over their own ideals. And yeah,
social
get
justice
their own. They get their own bullshit too for being like anti-smarks, but at least they're trying to push over to a direction to feel like we don't have to deal with your shit and we can do it just in a civil way. But for Antifa and the bullshit that I hear happens, just some ways they just try to police a lot of shit.
Yeah, they're worse than any like bullshit right wing group. And there's a lot of dumb right wing groups like fucking what was it? Fucking like, you know, the Proud Boys or like fucking like the alt right, you know.
Oh,
like
God.
they're bad. They are really bad. I mean, if you want to see like the alt right, I mean, go look at Nick Fuentes. This motherfucker is an incel virgin for life. Like, I watched this fucking little like this fucking like little thing with like Sydney Watson there from like through Papa Gut or something. And I was like, hey yo, this guy is a fucking loser. He is a fucking loser, and there's a reason why he gets banned everywhere. Like, I'm not shocked because fucking Nick Fuentes is a fucking loser. But like, and the Proud Boys, I mean, they're just fucking retarded. I mean, the one decent thing.
Why name themselves the Proud Boys? Do they fuck each other in their own room, but they're biologically siblings?
Yeah,
I don't know what they're trying to be, but they're fucking retarded. Okay.
All right, back to the shitty ass list, kids.
Oh,
All
Jesus
right, next
Christ.
we got non-linguistic. Libido is non-libido is sexual, referring to an identity on an asexual. Asexuality. Asexuality is an actual word. Asexuality spectrum. A non-libido. Just reading this makes me more dyslexic. Asexual is someone who doesn't experience any. So that's why they put the non there. So they just don't experience sex.
Who the fuck are these porn accounts that are coming up right now?
I don't know. I think I just have a bad influence or something. I don't know.
I mean, you got a bad girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna sing garbage Canadian music. I can't.
Oh no.
Canadian would want to be one.
What's in the top 100 in Canada?
Garbage. Probably the same crap. Probably the same crap as you Americans.
Yeah.
Probably
we had something
Justin
called
Bieber.
Best Friend.
He's not even relevant anymore. He's not even relevant, that cocksucker. That's like fucking.
He just looks like Ellen with biker tats with a 3-inch dick. Possibly gets pegged by every girlfriend he had since 2010. Don't like this kid. He's relevant for no reason.
He's just
His
irrelevant.
music barely changes, and he tries to hang out with black people way too much. Get away from me.
I hate those types of white people that try to act so fucking ghetto and black. Like, oh, we're cool with the Negroes. Why would you want to be cool with the Negroes? I mean, like, no offense.
Because
like,
trap music is mainstream now.
Most Negroes are fucking dumbasses who are freaking boring and interesting. Like, fucking, like, the ones that are like, yeah, yo, hip-hop culture. So I'm like, dude, you're a fucking retard who doesn't know English. Like, fucking kill yourself.
Chris Rock said it the best. I love black people. I hate niggas. But we're not trying to reference comedians that fell off back in the 2000s right now. Okay, next is, of course, omnisexual. That I swear to God, I didn't even know existed. I thought it was just a joke. Omnisexual is similar to pansexual, so why make it a word? And can be used to describe individuals whose sexuality Sexuality. Oh my god. Okay, isn't limited to people of a particular gender, or wait, what do they mean by that? Do they fuck objects?
I th- I don't know. I think they're just sexually. I don't fucking know.
What do you
I
mean
took.
limited to people? They said they were limited to particular genders,
I
sex, and
I don't.
sexual orientation.
I think omni-liberal, but well, not omni-liberals. I mean, fucking on.
Omnisexual.
I think that from what I've gathered, it's like you freaking are attracted to anything. But yeah, again, that's like the same thing I've heard for pansexuality. It's like, okay, so you're basically attracted to anything, so it doesn't matter what you are. You can like fuck, you can fuck bitches, you can fuck guys, you can fuck trans dudes, trans women, fucking identifies as no gender. I don't fucking see. This is why these fucking people with their multiple like sexualities and shit. It's like, dude, no one gives a fuck. Okay, like really, like it's just fucking nonsensical. You're trying to
Is
make
that
people
supposed to
dumber.
get you a job? Is that supposed to get you to make friends? That
I have no
you just
idea.
fuck everything? And the
I have
person who
never
possibly
cared
is
about someone
omnisexual.
else's sexuality.
I remember one person, and it's like, oh, you just don't like me because I'm gay or something, or that's why you don't want to associate with me. No, because you tried to touch my friend without him asking, without you asking.
Yeah,
And you
nobody.
come around acting rude to me and saying that I have to pay for your fucking lunch. Go fuck yourself, you fucking twink, highlighted hair dickhead. No, it doesn't make you special. And the first thing you shouldn't bring over to a conversation or a debate is because I'm gay. It's 2021. I think we're beyond the centerpiece of you trying to use your gender to capitalize and win a goddamn argument, especially trying to describe who you are. There's a cartoon involving gay people. How come you guys are not ranting over that? The show sucked.
Because
And they
they
kind of
don't give a shit.
stereotyped you guys anyway. Being overly sexual, weirdo twink fests that have no identity and are not really likable people. Those guys are like dickheads that like fucking and are highly feminine. Like no personality at
Nikocado
all.
avocado there, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll be lucky
Avocado.
Sonny Kiss isn't on AEW anymore.
No, Nikocado Avocado is possibly a nice person. I just never want him in my barbecue.
I don't know about that. He's very gay, and I'm like, and just
He'll
by his
possibly die in the table while my family's watching, or he's just gonna eat all my shit, and I don't want either any of that happening because both situations could end up with pig blood on my table.
Well, that's why you'll never invite him to where you live, because I think he lives in California. Last time I checked.
Oh, I don't want to associate with anybody in California.
Yeah, I don't blame you. California is probably it's probably the worst place on earth, right next to places like Quebec and like Toronto.
I'm sorry, I don't want to feel like a narcissist right now, but we have a higher immigrant chain. You can still find more jobs over in New York. We have more important monuments. We're not notable for having more gay people than another state.
California,
and we
yeah.
just have more famous we have more famous sports teams. We have a better trading system, a more, convenient transportation system, and just better businesses. All you guys have is Hollywood, and everybody becomes a crack addict, rapist, or a dickhead.
Yeah, you got all the famous people. Like that's all California has is like famous people, Hollywood, and like good weather.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing they have. I mean, yeah, not a lot of people want to go to the beaches over in Coney Island that are scuffed, full of seaweed, fat people, and overly crowded.
Looking if California wasn't such a liberal shithole, and if it was like had normal shit going on, I probably would go live there in one of their towns because fucking because it's on paper, like when you look, it's a nice place. There's no winter. I don't have to wear winter clothes ever. Like fuck yeah, I'll go to California. But sadly,
I'd rather
that's
live
not
in the Midwest. It just feels more quiet.
But that's probably
I'd be happy in Colorado. Fuck Hollywood.
Yeah, well, Vince Russo, isn't he in Colorado still?
Shit stain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Next up, we got pan romantic. I don't know what the fuck that means. polysexual.
What's going on? What's going on Monday Night Raw there, John?
Yeah, we'd rather watch Raw. We're in a commercial break right now. But we have a bit of a... But here, also, football stream, there seems to be a flag on the field over a penalty involving unsportsmanlike conduct off one of the players over Miami stealing a towel from one of the players on the Saints.
Black people are so gay.
Hey. We need them for football or basketball, or else we could have been shot down like Japanese people.
That would not be a bad idea.
We just don't need them for hockey, baseball, golf. Except that one guy.
Tiger Woods.
He respects women. Yeah, he respects women, okay?
Who?
Tiger Woods.
Well, he
You never heard of Tiger Woods?
No, I know what he is. I mean, he allegedly respects women. Allegedly. I mean, it's not like it's not like
I didn't know
cheated
if he
on
was
his
a righty
fucking
or
wife.
lefty. Hey, I just didn't know he was a righty or lefty until he touched his wife the wrong way.
I think last time I checked, he cheated on his freaking Swedish wife or some shit for some random chick. I only know about this crap because she was like a model. She was like good looking or some shit. It was only because like I don't know why. It was like was it around 09 or some shit, 2010. You know when Tiger was like relevant. That's when I was. That's when I only heard of Tiger Woods, is because of like around that time, and that's about it, there, Sean. All I know is that South Park made an episode like involving him and just making fun of him.
I loved it. Well, I like the Al Gore episode a bit more. Next, we have the Mysterios against the Street Profits.
Great. So we have a bunch of PG goofball. So PG goofballs and like one good wrestler and a shitty soy boy son.
Look, Dominic Mysterio just looks like every TikToker, except he's not like Jackson Mahomes because Dominic is actually doing a real job.
I'm kind of tired.
Here comes the hot bag. I'm getting a bit. Yeah, it's a bit getting over because they're not doing any storylines with him. And when they were doing a storyline with it, it was already like, we're family again because we're not jobbers anymore. Familia.
Yep.
The only time Dominic Mysterio's storyline was involved in the Shield. Like that's the only way this cocksucker can ever get a freaking like a storyline involved in the Shield. Like he had one with Seth Rollins, which that was probably the highlight of his career, and he lost to Seth Rollins. After like almost a year later, the only time he did anything relevant was like his dad involved in him in a storyline where he faced Roman Reigns, and yeah, the biggest highlight was Dominic getting tossed out of the ring by Roman.
Yeah, that's technically it. Then he got whipped like a misbehaving child with a kendo stick. That's technically it. Acknowledge. He says it like he's trying to molest you, honey. It's like this is how the whole tribal chief bullshit happened. When his wife came back after knowing that he's still with that gay ass man bun, honey didn't want to, like his wife didn't want to, talk to him. So she tried to text that black guy that DM'd her, and then Roman said, "Acknowledge me," and that made her dry as fuck. That she stayed in her house forever. Roman Reigns kept that gimmick ever since.
Would you rather go back to the days where Roman was being covered in dog food?
No one wants that. That's when Roman Reigns was garbage.
We just wanted more of an evolution with the character of the tribal chief, because not really much has happened. Like he's not beyond the system of listening to an authority figure. He's not bringing any more Samoans into the storyline. Like there's nothing to capture your attention. Even though Roman has a good character, there's no extension to keep that character involving. I think that's the main what's before people away from the tribal chief character. Yeah,
he devolved because at first
what more can he actually do?
Add someone to like his faction. Stop saying "acknowledge me" and just freaking sound like the GOAT or some shit. He can be like wearing suits. He can be like a mobster type gimmick. Like that's way to be like the tribal chief or some shit. Like he could be like the tribal mobster. Like there's other ways for him to evolve.
Nobody
he was fine at first when he was like,
the universal title.
he was like, oh, freaking, I wreck everyone and leave. That was cool at first, and now it's just he went from that to just pretty much just being a cartoon where it's like, acknowledge me, acknowledge me, acknowledge
Yeah.
me, acknowledge me.
When they first did like the whole Roman Reigns with the Usos, I thought they were gonna bring in like Nia and some other Samoans.
It's like Bruce Willis with family.
Yeah. I was expecting like a Samoan faction and Roman to be like the leader of
Nia's
it.
fat.
We don't want Nia Snack. She's just forbidden from doing anything.
That would take planning.
Yeah, and plus even then it would fail. Just get Naomi and like I know she's.
And Tamina is just dull.
Naomi,
plus,
like you fucking relate to Uso. So
answer. Yeah, we just don't.
So there you go. Just freaking there you go. That would give something for a new member of the faction. I usually don't want the fucking shit for the internet, but in this case, fuck it, do that. Just be like a mobster.
Yeah.
There you go. Like it's not hard.
Okay.
WWE, you can do simple things.
Also,
or you can go back to being wreck everyone and leave, or he just kicks everyone's ass because that's how he is. Because I'm Roman Reigns. I'm going to tell you this
my
again.
humanity, romantic attraction. Yeah, there's a definition for romantic attraction. Nice.
Oh,
what?
Oh my.
Sapiosexual. What is that? What is? Okay, what is? Let me guess. I'm not gonna read it. Are you because it says sapio? Are they sexually attracted to a human being? Okay, it says a word used to describe those who experience. Stop using that word in every sentence. Who experience attraction based on intelligence rather than sex or gender.
Oh my.
What?
Oh my,
hey, baby, hey baby, what's your IQ? 90? Yeah, this bitch is retarded. Get her away from me.
Oh.
Sexual attraction refers to an experience of sexual desire or arousal in a relation to another person or a group of people. Sex avaries describes those people are asexual or avaries to an extremely disinterested in sex or behavior. What?
I don't know anymore.
Me either.
I'm trying to understand. None of this is used in the outside world. Why? When do you think this is gonna work? You think somebody's gonna use this when they're a fucking judge?
I don't know.
When you're a cop?
I don't know.
All of this shit means nothing. The only positive for this is more entertaining than watching Raw or Monday Night Football right now, because you don't have Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees slinging the ball. You have an irrelevant QB from Notre Dame and a black guy named Jacoby. He has a slave name for a quarterback, and for the Miami Dolphins. That's two struggles. You play for the Dolphins, and you have a slave name in 2021. God never loved you.
Jacoby, I didn't even know that was still a name. I thought that died out.
Oh, don't worry. There's an NBA player by the name of Tobias.
Wow. I think I've heard names.
Harris, yes.
I've heard some names named Tobias before, so it's no big deal.
Tobias. Yeah, possibly from the South. You probably know he fucked his wife. But sadly, that's his sister. So, I'm trying to understand. That has more leeway than what's going on right now. But just to know we're in an area of like this, just know this is why we are a running joke around most countries, even though we can beat them in a world war. We have the best military in the world with the worst people to defend.
Yep.
This is just awful. Why is there a list of this?
This is awful.
There's symbols. There's flags. There's even a sexual orientation flag. And guess what it was? It looks like the German flag.
Oh shit! So we got some Nazis there, John.
Oh yeah, sure. Just one of these gender symbols look like a Jeff Hardy Boys logo. Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I don't see black in the rainbow. I don't see black in the rainbow LGBT. Just saying. Just saying. Styles about the they're replaying Styles and it's falling out with Omos.
Almost.
No, I didn't say slave. I said bodyguard. I said bodyguard. I said bodyguard.
Almost.
What? I wonder what they're actually gonna do with Omos now. Seeing they split him from AJ.
Push him
Probably,
face. Probably make him into a Braun Strowman ripoff.
Because didn't Undertaker say you're supposedly gonna be like his generation's Andre?
I mean, there's notable 7-footers out there, but seeing Omos like that, he's a black guy. How seeing an over 6'5" black guy in astonishment?
I think he's like almost 7 feet
I'm
tall.
done. Oh, okay, and you can see the same thing if you go to an NBA game.
He started out as a damn ninja. What do you expect?
He started as the door dude over on Raw.
Raw Underground.
Raw Underground. He was the door guy. He was Shane's slave before he was Styles. Yeah, that's his character. They're just gonna make him a generic face that's probably gonna be a Strowman clone, and he's gonna do stupid shoulder tackles.
Yep. Because I don't think he's all that talented when it comes to in-ring work.
Yeah. NFL, I think the whole experiment with getting Samoans to be starting quarterbacks need to stop. There's not a successful Polynesian quarterback you have other than Russell Wilson. Marcus Mariota failed. Tua Tagovailoa is not much. You guys are in another sub-500 record. Even though you guys have talent, I'm not going to deny that the Dolphins don't have stuff to build through. They have a talented defense. They have no quarterback. They need a better running back, though. I think that's their problem. And they'll be a good playoff team. They have a good defense to build through. And it's good to actually build upon a defense. You need somebody to stop the ball. That's more important than moving the ball. It should be your second thought.
Omas,
how you feel? I can't.
Omas,
well, they're recapping the styles. They're recapping the styles and Omos break blow off from Miz TV last week.
Oh yeah, sounds like fun.
Not really. I mean,
I was just joking.
Yeah.
I was joking, Daisy. Nobody gives a fuck because everything sucks.
We're in another Old Spice commercial. unless you like Axe, get Old Spice, or actually get a trustful body care system that makes you actually like groom yourself like an adult. You're a grown man.
Not even use Old
and
Spice.
your 30s, and you're wearing Axe.
Oh
I know you get pegged. I know you possibly get pegged. You're planning to live with your parents forever, and you watch hentai, and you tell your friends that you watch hentai, and your friends are not even used to that because they don't watch anime.
Yeah, you get bullied.
So they don't even know what hentai is.
Yeah.
You'll get bullied.
I don't even know what hentai is.
Better off you don't know.
It's a Japanese cartoon that they actually do the sex scenes now. So that's it. That's
oh, wow.
Yeah. I got scared too. As soon as I heard some kid, he was like in a different grade than me, but he was part of the friend group. And he told me this out loud. Like, dude, do I need to know? Ian Book. Yeah, that's right. A real person's name. Ian Book. Whoever's last name is Book. I feel bad. 7 people. Remember to like, comment to see this torture, because we're watching Monday Night Raw while watching a shitty Monday Night Football game. There has been no good primetime game since week 1 when they had, I think it was the Seattle Seahawks against Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, look, that's a taco team, the Baltimore Ravens there, John.
And that was a high-scoring, exciting game. Oh, no, the Ravens suck ass now. The number one pick from last year just dropped 500 yards on their ass. Really disgusting game. Really disgusting. For the Miami Dolphins, that will pinch them over to at least top of the playoff hunt over the Pittsburgh Steelers if they upset the Saints that are in a tied record of 7-7. Browns could be eliminated after making the playoffs last season because they have been playing on and off football.
Oof.
Next
week. I guess Otaku's team is out for sure in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Could be, depending if they can actually pick up the last two games of the season, because probably Otaku doesn't watch much football.
He watches the Baltimore Ravens. He's a fucking Ravens dude. He talks about the Ravens all the time.
And, not fixing himself. Is he balding?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know VWE's football team is going absolutely nowhere.
Ravens fan. I need to see his football takes. He's
a fan of the Eagles.
I feel bad for VWE. I mean, at least he got one Super Bowl ring. I mean, the most you have is like shitty head coaches over the past 5 seasons since Andy Reid left you. One Super Bowl against a fluke in an overhyped offense with the quarterback that actually got you to where you were, leaving your team just 2 seasons after. And now you guys are starting again. Hopefully they do something in the future because they're still in the midst of winning, being second best in the division over the Cowboys. We them boys, we America's favorite team. We got Dak, we got Zeke, and Amari Cooper.
Oh my God.
You guys are not winning the Super Bowl. I hope you understand that. So aren't the goddamn Arizona Cardinals. I don't want to hear anything about that. As soon as you lost your 7-game winning streak, you guys became a total fluke. They lost to the worst team in the NFL. And then you come over losing to the Rams, and then I'm supposed to hype you over because you beat another team.
Yep.
Stop. No.
Okay, this game's what?
Fucking stupid. I'm sick and tired. By the way, just got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, how is
it? I've only played the first part about it right now. The gameplay seems okay. I wish there's more of a controlling factor for the rest of the squad because you're holding 4 characters. So it kind of be a bit better if you made me have a different feel for the characters. But I primarily play Flint and I use the rest of the squad as assists. The storyline seems to be okay, but it depends. I'll give it a better critique probably on a separate video or on a future stream. But the game is not bad so far.
I see there, John.
I got it on sale, so be smart. If you're trying to get these bullshit AAA games, or they're either gonna crash or gonna bullshit you in a lackluster experience, get your games on sale.
Are you planning on getting WWE 2K22?
Just to shit on it.
That's what I figured.
Possibly. I mean, I know most people are gonna get it for sale. Wait for the price to go down. And guess what?
I'm not going to get it at all.
That's a smart thing to do. Also, Destructor, that's a smart thing to do. Because guess what? That's putting your energy to something that you know is going to be shit.
Yep.
And I'm going to put this so it can just make more content. That's something that I'm going to kill myself with. So, after the Arizona Cardinals struck with 8th with a 7-game winning streak, after losing to the Green Bay Packers, they have lost 4 of their last 5 games, only beating the Chicago Bears.
Wow.
They have lost to the worst team in the NFL, that is the Detroit Lions. They are only with 1 win in the season. Their division rivals, the Los Angeles Rams and the Indianapolis Colts.
Bruh.
They have the the future NFC East champions out of the Dallas Cowboys on the road in Cowboy Stadium. The future home of next year's WrestleMania 2-day event. Oh my God! That sad commercial where they had the kids excited for WrestleMania tickets, and then you have Grimm's Toy Show being the actual fan base that WWE gets, getting excited that he got WrestleMania tickets. And then we got, of course, the Seattle Seahawks that are kind of the weaker team. They've been playing better football after Russell Wilson came back to the lineup. But that'll be their last 2 games. Cardinals really lost the ball after their bye week. Don't know if it has to come with players coming back from injuries or losing some linemen or just losing their momentum. I guess they lost their momentum. They're still in the cusp of some playoff appearance, but yeah.
Apparently Eric Bischoff's on Raw there, John.
Is that Grayson Waller from NXT?
We have ourselves, well, not Rick Boots, Eric Bischoff's on Raw, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess AEW just couldn't get him. I mean, I'm not too big on Eric Bischoff for the most part because his ideas kind of suck. But at least I can give him this. He at least knows what a basic show is. But to be fair, once guys like him and Hogan came, they just killed TNA off. They just started slowly ruining it.
Technically, I'd rather watch people still talk about old episodes of Impact than current episodes of Dynamite more.
True, because freaking old episodes of TNA used to get decent ratings, like fucking almost ratings of like today's fucking. No, that was one time. Mostly just ratings of you would see nowadays. So at least
still in the cusp of being another wrestling show. I'd watch that. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they were lucky that they found so many great legends like Christian and Kurt Angle and Kevin Nash and shit. Granted, it had Jeff Jarrett, so
Apollo Crews is back on TV, people. Oh, and by the way, that's what Tony Khan gets for saying Dynamite's 96 Raw. 96 Nitro. What?
Nah, it's not used. It's all good, but still.
No, I'm sorry. What you guys get, 900K in Nitro, got the NWO, 96. Shut the fuck up. Apollo with his Disney level Wakandan staff. Let's see what he's talking about.
No, there's not much going.
Oh no, it's the general gonna talk.
Oh no.
AJ,
I love you.
You gotta fight me right now with his Kali face.
I think almost to be okay, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a mid-carder because I saw his little promo things. I came off kind of just I don't give a shit about it.
No, that was the general from General Aziz with the promo. It was an Omos. He's not in the ring. It's Grayson Waller from NXT that GOC finds attractive.
Who?
GOC.
Yeah, who does she find attractive?
Grayson Waller.
Bruh,
he sounds like a baseball player. He's she finds him conventionally attractive. He just looks like Austin Theory. Another lean cut white guy. He looks dull.
Oh yeah, and I forgot she hates white dudes, allegedly. From the
she hates white dudes, yet she's attracted to them?
No. No, she's dating a white dude. It was a really shitty jokes. Like, why is there so many fucking white dudes or some shit? And like, bro, it's not even funny. Like, it was just cringy.
Guys, go to the link below from the last comment in the chat. Do it. Nothing's gonna happen. Okay, don't do it. It's porn. Don't do it. I don't even know how this happened.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Destructor, don't do it. What did I just say?
I didn't even do it. I didn't even.
Destructor, don't fucking.
I did. Nope.
It would, because he wasn't even a bad authority figure.
I mean, it probably would gain a little interest. It probably can gain a little interest, but I don't see him lasting so long, to be honest. Because with today's style of shit going on, Bishop's probably going to want to be more than just, personality. He's going to want to do creative, and creatively, Eric Bischoff is, for all lack of intents and purposes, not really a mark. I mean, like, his shit would be like, it wouldn't be great because it's Eric Bischoff. He's not really that creative. I mean, let's just be honest here. But his style of wrestling would be more watchable than today's crap. Like, if you watch TNA from when he was writing for it, that's pretty much what he's going to do.
I mean, would you watch Voodoo Kid? I mean, this is the same guy who spent $100K to get Voodoo Kid live. Live for an episode, so I'll take it that he'll do anything at any cost to actually make an interesting show. He pays no expense to get ratings. I respect that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, but like, it's fucking Bischoff. He's not freaking like, his thing is just carny nonsense, and it's, I don't know. I mean, he's fine. We'll take Eric fucking Bischoff over like today's crap. So
yeah. Also, I'm trying to get back into metal. I think I try to go into lists because I don't want to trust my gut and get more, gutsy with the type of albums that might be shit. I forgot what album I listened to. I'm trying to look for it.
But yeah, there's not much going on. Like,
my man was using was he using a jazz instrument for metal? Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting. Oh, we have Carmella.
Great Skank Mella.
Carmella. Mella is horny.
Oh, she's a tranny.
Well, it's not my fault. She looks like RuPaul with liposuction.
She just looks horrible.
Look, Corey Graves like men. Corey Graves can just say he likes men. It's perfectly fine. I respect that.
He won't though, because he's fucking. That's how he is. Let's see. Yeah, my video.
Is it Garja? I can't say it. Goji. Oh, Gojira. Gojira.
Oh,
that's what I tried to listen to.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you poor soul. That's almost stepping into the pits without freaking without a parachute.
Well, I'm not. Well, I'm not the metal guy here. It's usually you and V, and people who run everything.
Yeah, true, but even then, I don't know. Like fucking, that's like you're going into some brutality there. Because that shit's like part death metal, part prog metal, part whatever the fuck. Yeah. I mean, personally, I find them boring as shit because I'm like, it's just one of those boring bands that's like so technical and boring, like, without any cool songs. It's like Lamb of God, except Lamb of God has more of a structure. It's just boring, like to me. I don't know. I mean, listen what you want to listen to, but like at least say Gojira is an actual metal band on like fucking Limp Bizkit or some shit or Linkin Park. At least it's not like pussy shit, but it's just not interesting.
I mean, would you try? Is there any like modern artist, like metal artists, that you would recommend?
Yeah, usually. I mean, depends. It depends on when you define modern. Like fucking, most of the bands that are quote unquote modern have been around for like almost 20 years or plus 20 years. Even Gojira has been around since like the 2000s.
Holy fucking shit.
30?
I mean,
Oh,
I would
well,
respect the staying power. I mean, that's pretty cool, but still.
Well, I mean, some bands like fucking like the old thrash shit from the 80s, yeah, those fuckers have been around since since that time. But like I look okay, like Gojira, they've been around since like what 96, so there's that. But like I don't know, fucking, it's hard to define what's considered modern. Like that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say recent work. That just sounds better than modern or just like recent work. What would be like something that I could listen to that would feel recent?
I don't know. I mean, fucking the most recent I go is like 2000s. Like the only time I listen to anything outside of like 2010s to now, like type shit, is if like the band's been around for a while, like Killswitch Engage or some shit, or as a like Dying or whatever, like shit like that. But even then, bands like that have been around for almost 20 years, some cases plus 20 years. So like it's just fucking like so I don't it's hard to find more current new stuff because I can't think of like a new band who has been making the waves recently that sounds good. Like fucking the closest thing to that's Architects, but even then they've been around since like 2004, but they only started making music for like almost 15 years at this point. So I don't know, there's that.
Yeah.
But even then, the shit I heard from their latest album was pretty dog shit. So they fucked up.
I think there's a longer shelf life for a metal band than a rapper. Because for a rapper shelf life, you have to be young, but you have to always be consistently relevant in the tune that you're trying to make. But I've always went with the older artists like Jay-Z, MF Doom, Kendrick Lamar, because even though he's still a notable artist nowadays, it was like his older work, it's still a bit better, even from the 2010s to like early to mid 2010s was like his best work. I wasn't a big fan of Damn, unpopular to say. Like I find that one of his weaker work. Like he was trying to be too ambitious to feel like he's knowledgeable about his success he gotten, instead of making actual interesting work like he used to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into like the rap verse, so I couldn't tell you if that's true or not.
Yeah, I mean I understand that's a different type of genre, but like for
I
the
avoid
genre
rap,
that you
so
have,
I
yeah.
like fucking like rap music always involves really depends on what you're looking for. If you want to be like a socially commentary, like type channel and be
There's
like socially relevant, I don't know. I guess like what Tom McDonald's a fucking probably the new hot shot right now. I guess I don't fucking I don't pay attention to like this type of crap. So like if you want to find newer metal bands, I don't know. You're gonna probably have to find bands from like the 2000s or some shit. Like I mentioned, Killswitch Engage, Parkway Drive,
I
Architects,
listen to
Asshole.
Killswitch Engage.
Okay, so you don't know that. Like fucking Architects, Asshole, Dying, fucking what else? I mean, God forbid and Shadow's Fault, but those bands aren't around anymore, sadly, so we don't count them, but still. Like if you want newer shit, you're gonna have to find shit from the 2000s. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll try to.
that's the
I'll
closest, that's the
see.
most
Say Anger, totally the first album.
No, stay away from that.
Give me a sec. I'm. Uh,
No, stay
I
don't
remember me and my classmates, we went through a 30-minute conversation why that album sucked ass.
good that you just don't just don't. What else is there? Fuck. Like Scar Cemetery, but they haven't made an album in like almost 10 years. I don't know why, but that's the size. It's probably delay problems or some shit because some bands have like creative problems.
Possibly creative problems or just weren't interested to make any more work.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You just gotta find the right shit, really. So like, I mean, you can. I'm sure you'll find something out there. There's always gonna be like
I'll
something.
try to. I'm always I'll be accepted of any type of artist that I can get my hands on. because I'm always interested to listen to any type of music. I think that's my thing with me. Since I gotten older, I've been more like accepted over any other type of beat, and some of them could work and some of them could not work. Or even the guitar, because I love hearing different types of instruments. Like I think that's the thing with metal, because they can still use a source of instruments that a lot of people don't use anymore.
Yeah, I guess, but there's just I don't know. There's just not much. I don't know. That's a problem with music now. I guess if you want like music to find new or like just underground shit or something like that or whatever, they can be quote unquote new for metal. I don't know. Just watch the punk rock NBA. You'll talk about shit like trap metal, but like I don't know. I mean, personally,
Trap metal.
yeah, it sounds really gay, but like I'll give him the punk rock NBA. He has his finger on the pulse, and he can probably. I think like some of his ideas would probably kind of make rock and metal more popular, but I think like that's mostly just due to the entertainment side shit. So I don't know. You just gotta find it.
I'll see to that. And then we still have Apollo Crews versus AJ Styles here on Raw, Jan.
Oh yeah, Maggle. So I guess I'm not.
Styles again fighting against the black men here on the main roster.
Well, I guess I thought I was gonna do a video at BHB tonight, but I guess I'm not. So I don't know.
Why he's not? He's not. He's busy.
He's busy. He's doing some shit with VWE or something. Like,
all right.
I was gonna do a YouTube recording like YouTube sucks. Well, I don't even know what to call it. It's just like a YouTube rant. I was gonna talk to him about YouTube suck, like ranting about like how YouTube is like kind of lost its way
YouTube
and
is bullshitting a lot because they want to commercialize themselves like TV. That's the thing with YouTube, and that's what they've been trying to do to copy the same success.
Yeah.
Even though they have original content creators, they don't evolve it all for themselves to be more commercialized. But it takes away the creative freedom of a lot of content creators, and why certain creators like quit to make a living.
Yeah, they just moved on to doing other shit. I mean, you've seen like the biggest channel I've seen that quit YouTube. I don't know. At least quit what they were supposed to do was like make Juggernuggets.
Oh, make Juggernuggets! I forgot about those guys.
Yeah, like shit like that. But like, just I don't know. YouTube just fucked something up. If you're wondering what trap metal is, go watch the Punk Rock MBA's video on it. Like, he probably kind of explains it better than I could, and I don't even give a shit about that type of shit because it kind of sounds retarded in my opinion. Because unlike some people,
trap metal sounds like something Hot Topic people would listen to.
It's probably gonna be like that. I'm glad it's not mainstream because then that way my girl doesn't have to hear this shit. And if she does find out about this crap, she's probably gonna love. Well, actually, I don't know if she's gonna love it. Hopefully not, but I could be wrong.
It depends on what her tastes have. If she's trying to go with the flow or something.
She likes anything really. It doesn't matter. But she's like, the type of edgier rock she likes is more like almost emo bullshit sometimes. I mean, not all the time, but like some of that shit. But that's neither here nor there.
Dun, dun, dun. I think I'm changing over my intro near the end of the year, so I'm just trying to get some beat changes. Like add a quote in there, but only one quote, so I don't get to change, copyrighted over my shit. Even though I could have got striked over the recent one I use.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking nobody commented over the consensual penis line from what I used on my Enzo moment of praise for Enzo video. Consensual penis. Sonic wants to know what the hell this trap metal is.
Just watch, like I said, go watch Punk Rock NBA's video on it if you really have any interest for that. He'll probably give you more detail than I could, because I don't listen to that garbage. I listen to like good, edgy shit, and I don't listen to frat boy shit. That's why I feel like trap metal is just fucking frat boy crap. Like if Limp Bizkit and like Crazy Town were to involve, or all those crappy rap rock bands, I'd probably see it. That's what it would involve to. Bitch.
Alright.
Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna.
I thought you were about to say something. I thought you were about to say something else. Fighting Fantano. Killed the 2000s garbage rock revival? I don't know. A lot of edgehead dickheads. How Slipknot changed metal forever.
What are you even looking? Oh, you're looking up his channel.
Looking at his
yes.
content.
Yeah, he makes solid content.
Yeah.
See,
he does. He's into alternative.
He's into a lot of shit, really. Like, he comes from more like the hardcore background, but like he's like very versed into metal, like fucking all kinds of shit, like thrash, like he'll like anything, and he'll know what's what. CG Ruthless Sports.
CG?
Hello.
Talks
That's
about
what I have a
the
feeling.
sports over in his channel. Seems to be and he's also a wrestling fan.
That probably makes more sense anyway. That's what I'm like getting. It's like, so it's just some gay rap genre that's trying to fuse metal again. However, we've tried this before and it's never working. Like, bruh.
I ain't trying to see it, I guess it's a bunch. There are people who probably do trap rock. They possibly are dreaded, have tattoos, and they fuse over a hard beat with some bullshit trap beat in the background with a guitar in the middle of it, and they probably try to say some fake deep shit. Hopefully it does not suck. That's all the things I hope. Could get Buff Bagwell on my show next month.
Isn't Buff Bagwell the guy who like had like a freaking big ego problem or some shit with like the Booker
Buff
T
Bagwell
shit?
was a gigolo. Did he become a gigolo later in his career?
I don't know.
I
know he's WCW.
Yeah, I think it was Gangrel that was a gigolo later in his career.
I mean, that doesn't shock me because, you know, wrestling. A lot of wrestlers like the freaking Insane Clown Posse are into that whoop whoop shit for whatever reason.
No, not a fan. A gigolo, like a legitimate gigolo.
I know Sabu appeared in their freaking goofy ass wrestling fed.
Oh no.
WC,
yeah, you trying to censor yourself, or you don't know what a legitimate gigolo is?
I don't pay attention to that fucking like clown shoes fucking like fan base or like their music. Like, do I have enough time to care for those fucking nerds? No thanks. Like freaking, all the fans I've seen so far are a bunch of weirdos. Like fucking, what was that one guy? Superhuman, I think his name is. Like that fucking cocksucker.
Super what?
Superhuman. He fucking. All this guy does is basically like jump onto shit and gets himself hurt. Like fucking jumping on microwaves or fucking like shit like that. And he's a fucking, huge Insane Clown Posse fan. He's a fucking, for all the juggalos and jiggleheads, and like whoop whoop, and he just hurts himself. He only got relevant because.
Oh yeah, I remember. Tosh.0 talked about it. He's like, for all the jiggalo and jiggleheads, let me do a swanton bomb. Then he breaks his fucking arm.
Yeah, he did an elbow drop. Fucking, the only reason people know about him is because fucking Penguin Zero made a video on him.
It's like he's here for this web redemption for this fucking idiot.
Yeah, and he also got to wrestle in the Indies. He got to also freaking wrestle in the Indies and got to wrestle Joey Ryan.
Wow.
Sadly. Because he's a fucking mark. He's an indie dork. You know that the Superhuman Clown's a fucking huge giant mark if he's going to do the penis spot bullshit. And he also wrestles Grimm's Toy Show and shit like that. I'm like,
when is being a mark a bad thing when you're part of it?
Them, they don't think they're marks. That's the problem. Like, they just fucking like... But I'm like,
AEW
no.
Doesn't know they're mid-carders?
Hey,
all of them?
AEW they're just full of delusion. They just don't know they just don't know shit.
We're just an alternative system, even though we feel like we're clearly better. And of course, our content is amazing because we do stuff that other companies don't do. Oh yeah, other companies don't do lucha libre, Japanese bullshit. We're great.
Joey Ryan is ridiculous. That's putting it nicely. He's just insulting. He's not even a wrestler. Anyone says he's a wrestler, you're not just wrong.
Touch your dick. Don't worry. 14 other black men already did in that same week.
Yeah, it's just no. This I fucking hate that cocksucker. I'm glad he's fucking canned.
You mean Mia
Like, good
Khalifa, Joe Hill? I'm sorry.
Fuck Joe Ryan. He's a fucking faggot.
Oh god, Chris
You
Danger.
know the sad thing is he's gonna fucking be welcomed back eventually. Like that's the sad part about all this. He's not gonna. They're gonna forget about this crap, and that's just gonna make me like, bro.
Poor man Rico. Oh yeah, he's right. Yeah, CG's right. He's poor man's Rico.
Really?
Except he like
that?
Except we thinking he's supposed to be
Wait.
straight. I think that's just.
Dankos he finally wrestled in the ring. Oh my god.
Oh my god! You mean the YouTuber?
Yeah, that fucking talentless fucking like faggot.
He's only relevant for WWE video games. Like why?
And he's not even good at the games. That's the problem. He's just not good at them.
It's
I
better
would
than
kick his
CM
ass.
Pulse. He talks about little girl Japanese promotions.
Okay, CM Pulse is just a fucking mark, so I'm not surprised. But CM Pulse is better than this fucking cocksucker. At least CM Pulse can somewhat play at fucking WWE video games. I mean, like, fucking the thing with CM Pulse is just a fucking big ass mark. He's more a mark than Dankops is, for shit's sake. So, oof.
Ouch.
What is true? I watched CM Pulse side, and I didn't even know. I was like, bruh, you're such a mark. I mean, at least he seems like a nice enough dude.
Hey guys, I mean they're possibly nice guys, but it's like he's just weird, bro. Like I don't want to talk about wrestling 24/7 with him, and it sounds like he's gonna do that every time we get into conversation. It's like, oh, bro, you saw what happened on Dark? No. You saw what happened on Elevation? No. Saw what happened on Raw? Barely. I had work.
If it's not him talking about wrestling, it's probably gonna be about video games or music. Or like the gym, because he's actually been getting in shape lately.
Okay, thank God. That's good.
Well, I know he loves like edgy metal rock music from like the type of crap that he used to play in the background, like the good old days.
You know, hopefully,
and like
I want to go back to the gym. It's been a while. My ride's been more stuff. I'm gonna get myself leaner.
Oh yeah, partner.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Elizabeth. Is this another black guy?
Yeah, is he another dumb Negro?
Miz and Maurice renewed their vows. What, they had a divorce last week on Raw?
Nobody cares. And I like Maurice and all, but nobody cares about this crap.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just Jesus Christ. I don't care about the storyline. They blew it over anyway if Miz was still going to jump Edge. And it's just not elevating anywhere because, of course, Edge doesn't want Maurice. And there isn't any drama anyway because we're not established them with a couple. Other than they're married and they love each other and they have a kid. Like, shut up.
The only thing this is going to lead to is, like, probably, like, at some point, like, we're going to have, like, I don't know if it's gonna happen at WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble. It's probably
they're gonna have that day one. They know it's not. Miz is not a draw.
No, I'm talking about later on for their feud. Like they're gonna continue this shit. You know they're not gonna just have a random off feud. They know they're gonna do more cancer of this. So they're probably gonna involve like their wives and like their wives in this bullshit somehow. We're gonna see Beth Phoenix because we need to see an ugly She-Hulk on our TV screens facing.
So we need to see out of their prime, ruthless aggression. Female jobbers feud with Miz and Edge. Great.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. And Kevin Owens with another dull ass promo.
I'm giving oinkins. I'm fat.
And now I'm angry because I am screaming so monotonely. You W.E. champion. He's probably pointing to himself. I don't have to look. I know he's pointing.
The sad thing is, I'd rather have someone like Kevin Owens as my WWE champion than Big E. Like that's
like
fucking.
He's asking for a promotion.
Like that's sad because I don't want Kevin Owens to be champion there again. But yet again, I don't want Seth Rollins to be ever champion again. But then again, what are we? Fucking. But yet again, what do you got to offer really at this point? Like fucking. It's either just fucking like either you have Big E as champion, which is gonna lead to nowhere, or you're gonna have Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, or Bobby Lashley. They're not gonna do Bobby Lashley because they don't trust him because they're probably gonna make him eat the pin because reasons. I mean, if they wanted to be smart, they would have Lashley regain the championship so that way it can lead to like a Brock Lesnar feud.
They're not gonna do that.
Of course they're not. And fucking like, come on, especially with the pandemic potentially with all this shit going, like, fucking like the Thunderdome there. Brock Lesnar is gonna just be like, yeah, no thanks.
Look, I'm just gonna choose Lashley out of racial bias.
I mean, at least Lashley's good enough where I don't give a shit. Like, at least he actually has some talent to him, and he's legitimate.
Yeah,
the rating will still suck. Let's be honest. We all know the ratings will still suck, even if like Lashley is like the champion. But it's gonna be better than Big E because Big E being champion is just completely like, what the fuck?
Look, they just need to make a compelling show. And Kevin Owens been over a near 10-minute promo, just saying that he's going to be the future world champion, where the opponents are still going to get involved because they have no in-depth roster to actually get people over, so Kevin can actually build himself up.
Yeah, it's true. Like we're gonna see Kevin Owens be pushed for a while because he did sign that contract, and I'm gonna be like indifferent towards it because I don't think Kevin Owens is good. I did a sucks video on VWE's old Daily Truth account before he deleted it with People Ruin Everything, of course, because I do think he sucks. But like, I don't hate Kevin Owens enough like I do with Big E or some shit. Like Kevin Owens, okay, he's fat. Yeah, he fucking looks like shit. His promos have gotten way worse over the year. But at least I know Kevin Owens, if you can get this fat fuck to try, he can actually at least be like a solid wrestler. Because I remember like
here comes MVP.
I mean, like this fat fuck used to be good like a few years ago. Like when he first came up to Raw and shit like that. When he was like doing the mid card shit. Like before the Universal title in 2016, he was actually a solid wrestler. Like, come on, he was one of the better guys they had.
Yeah.
But sadly, they don't have that there, John.
Oh God, they don't have that there, John. Yes, Amasa. Yeah.
Ooh, big elbow drop from me.
I mean, Big E, he's just going over the same character that he has over the New Day, so there's not much.
He's the N-word. That's what he is. He's just the N-word with the R.
You're just another silly Negro. You're just another silly Negro.
No, not
Negro.
You
understand that, Big E.
The N-word with a hard R there. You can say it. I can't, sadly.
And I know we're over an hour in, but it don't feel like it right now. Possibly, if I get to the breaking point, I'll say it. I'll just say
you're black, so you won't get banned.
Biggie, just get this straight. You're another token Negro. You're another token Negro that I will push to the dirt because you're not Booker T. If you were Booker T, I would have let you face The Rock at SummerSlam or something. But thanks your Big E, you faced Dolph Ziggler on Raw. Kill yourself.
Oh,
He'd say that with his head down.
Oh, yeah, because with shit. Stupid song. But,
Look, this sports franchise sucks. First, we have no Euros on this team. Our depth is a mess. We have no Canadian fan base.
Well, very little, but actually, now I'm thinking about it. Like when Kevin Owens win the Rumble, that could happen. That could happen. I mean, I know the comments there, but like if Kevin Owens doesn't win like the WWE Championship or is not competing for the title of the Royal Rumble, there's a decent chance that he can actually win the fucking thing. And I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but fuck, they could do that if they really wanted to. Would it be wise? Probably not. No. But I can see them doing it because he signed to the contract, and they're probably gonna promise him that. So they're gonna So I see like the next fucking like at least until after WrestleMania season, Kevin Owens to be treated like fairly well. Now if they decide to lie to him, then we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, I wouldn't advertise it because Kevin Owens is not a commercial guy to build for WrestleMania. Because he doesn't look like a guy that you can put on a poster and be like, this is the guy headlining our biggest show of the year. So that's obviously not going to be him. Because he's fat.
Well, I mean, yet again,
look like a main
does it really?
He doesn't act like it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they had
it
women main
matter.
event. They had women main event. They've had fucking like they've had like
because that points to
jobber.
their narrative. I mean, you can understand. I mean, yeah, we get it, but for them, it commercializes their narrative. So that's something that they would advertise, even if she sucks. That's their narrative. WWE still points to the narrative. Like they'll still have like somebody like Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. They won't have somebody like Kevin Owens. It's a fat dude with a fucking beard, looking like Grim.
True, but yeah,
it looks like the Hurt Business is coming here to punish Kevin Owens for his white privilege. What a storyline!
White boy.
Yeah, pal, they're gonna love it. Pal, they're gonna love it. We're gonna get those BET ratings, pal. 500K for another Medea rerun.
Wait, white boy. Oh, that's a stupid song.
Are you straight? You're straight. Cis race. Right.
Oh,
I just straightened my throat doing that. I straightened my throat doing that. Chris Benoit did nothing wrong. Just ask his family. Oh wait.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep on rolling.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I mean, we understand NHL. I don't know if there's any games like the PS2 games. We have a huge dedicated server in forums for old PlayStation 2 mods. So if we want to play the better football games, we can do that and update the roster and update the cosmetics to make it feel like a modern game. Do you guys have that same thing for the NHL games, or you don't?
I don't know, and probably not because nobody cares.
Wow.
I doubt it, but still, you never know with these fucking wankers. It's EA, mother.
You're having a laugh, mate. You're having a laugh.
Boy. Oh yeah.
You're sucking me.
Oh yeah, because we play dish. We play dish.
Especially when black people, when you hear a black person speak in English.
See, we're fucking British. We're British.
It's not funny, but they talk it like it's an instant pause every sentence.
I don't have the British accent in me.
Where's the French accent, though?
I don't have that in me either.
What the fuck, you Canadian?
I can't even speak French. I'm bad at French. Okay, my French is like, well, Alex Jones admitting that he's retarded. Let's just be honest here.
They need to deport you. Yeah, you're not a real Canadian.
It's only in Quebec that gay ass fucking language is instated. Like no other province has French as a mandatory language. Everything else is English as fuck down there. Otherwise, I'd be like, if French was mandatory throughout all the provinces, I'd be like, I want to go to the U.S. now, because I'm not living in Quebec. Like, if I had to ditch my girlfriend there, fucking, whatever, I'll duck and do it, and fucking just so I can get away. But, Quebec is.
I really don't. I've only been to Toronto twice.
Yeah, that's a shithole.
Yeah, it's literally Americanized Canada. All I'm getting.
It's just Chicago, New York with a crack baby.
Oh, that's two negatives. Oh no. Chicago and New York.
That's true. Well, the crime rate is terrible. It's Chicago. You can actually, I think it's actually somewhat worse. Actually, it's one of the worst crime rates in the world. But how the city's stylized and how its politics can be, is very liberal. Like Toronto's one of the more liberal places in the world, and that's not a good thing.
There's probably more minority up in Chicago, especially with the gang violence. Of course, it's more liberal.
Not even just the gang, not even just like the crime rate, just the fucking like, just how the city acts is just fucking like, you know, snobbish, liberal, like douchiness.
So, Destructor, what if you ever had an interest to live in the United States, what state would you choose? What city?
Probably a red state, and probably not a city because I am anti-city. Probably like a place
really?
like I don't know, like probably like a place like Texas or Florida or some shit. Like it's just a red
I wanted
state.
to live in Texas if I ever moved out.
I'm not going to a blue state unless that blue state's like not like retarded. Like I can probably handle Colorado maybe because the mountains, but like I'm not going to like an ultra like blue state. I'm never going to California or New York. They can go kill themselves.
I don't want to live in California or Florida. I learned my lessons. Plus, it has more crime, more liberals, more cucks.
Okay, well, Florida's just mentally insane. That's like one of the more red states in this fucking. Like,
I'd rather live in a racist state than a liberal state.
And yeah, like what Tennessee? Yeah, I know. Wouldn't we all?
Because Kane is there. He'll be my mayor. I respect that.
Well, you have to go to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee, where the University of Tennessee is. Where the they have a school called the Volunteers. I would end it right there. Yeah, our team's called the Volunteers. Yes, I tried.
What's going on Raw there, John?
Well, Chris Benoit said the N-word. I think that match is still going with Kevin Owens in a handicap match with the Hurt Business. Corey Graves looking 50 years old.
The Negro business.
And, of course, we got Steve Wilkos on commentary. I forgot what his name is. Steve Smith?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. No, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't give a fuck. Like bound chicka wow motherfucker.
Didn't Insane Clown Posse Insane Clown Posse had a song called Chris Benoit. I respect the shit out of it.
They made a song about him, and apparently, I don't know, the conspiratorial, there's some conspiracy shit. Like, I don't give a shit. There's hardly none of that because it's fucking Chris Benoit. He's not that relevant or interesting enough for like conspiracy shit. What he did was all on him, and that's no one else. I don't know why people are like trying to still defend this cocksucker. Like, you can still like the wrestler. I don't know why you would want to like the wrestler because he's fucking garbage and a scumbag. But if you still whatever. What's going on Twitter? Nothing.
There's a check on Twitter, John.
Yeah, nothing interesting. AJ Styles now will form some clown, so I don't know. I'm gonna be back.
You're getting ready for the new year? Nearing 1,000 subs is gonna be pretty huge, Instructor. And you're close.
I'll be back.
Very close. All right. Woo. Oh, fuck. Okay, again. Sorry, I'm playing Madden in the background. Alabama, Chucky, would you choose Alabama? I'm sorry, am my housewarming? I don't want my house on fire. Chucky, I don't know what ethnicity it is, but I hope it's safe if you ever move to Bama. I mean, at least they have a successful football team in Bama. A college team. A successful college football team. Fuck the USFL. And he's running, and no one's searching, and anyone has to be. All my life I want to go to the top, and I don't really I don't want to stop. All my life I want to go to my job, and I don't really want to stop. That's from Osborne. I think that was from a WWE pay-per-view, Judgment Day 2007. I swear to God, that's the only time like I'll be educational in songs. We're having some connection issues on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Blowens facing off against the Nig Business. Dolph Ziggler against Damian Priest in an open challenge. Great. I'm so excited. Again, I swear to God, from all the mainstays on the main roster, why Dolph Ziggler? Like, whoever asked to be involved with Dolph Ziggler? Dolph Ziggler! If the person at me, regular that I see with a look I choose. Like, does that sound like a thing you would bump around in your own car or something? You have Spotify on. You want to listen to an OG WWE song, and you play Dolph Ziggler around a bunch of normal people. Like, oh, I want to hear Wolfpack. I want to hear Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chris Jericho. You want to listen to some fire songs you listened to as a kid. Walk Alone. Possibly Not Burning My Light. People probably would move more to the old Randy Orton song because they're gay. Oh, I have a different opinion than you. You don't have to shame me, and I have a right to disagree with you. Sure, it might be an asshole thing to do, but at least I'm not threatening you. Some people would be way different. At least you're still allowed to have that right to like what you like. We have Damian Priest versus Dolph Ziggler for an open challenge for the United States Championship. And for people that don't know, yes, Damian Priest is still the United States Champion. I didn't know either. Don't blame me. So who you guys have for the Super Bowl? We are 2 weeks at the end of the NFL season. And I know there's a lot of questions to be had. Who looks like a favorite? The way the season's going, and there's still some games remaining for certain teams that are still over in the playoff hunt with only 2 weeks remaining of regular season play after the extension. Because we could have been talking about Week 17 final predictions, but we have 2 weeks left after the extension of the NFL season while still in the pandemic. NFL, fuck you. We don't care about your health. What do you think this is? The WNBA? We just care about your pride. I possibly am going to choose the Steelers. I'm joking. The Buccaneers, possibly. The Packers could be a constant favorite because they've been still a consistent source for the playoffs. I have no trust that the Ravens could make it still. Titans, they've been kind of on and off. An untrustworthy team over the regular season. Always losing the teams that they shouldn't have. They've been weak in the running game because of Derrick Henry's injuries, and their receiving core hasn't been that effective. I think they've been using their tight end more than A.J. Green that they signed over free agency. So I'm just questioning anything, anybody else that can make the Super Bowl. Possibly couldn't even be the Dallas Cowboys. Niners, possibly. I'm always gonna push on the Black Sheeps to make it, even though the Niners are still holding over to that seeding over for a wild card spot. Me, rain. Instructor, I don't know if you're eating ass or you're trying to pick a sexuality, bro. fry a lot in your hand. Meat why I got the money. See, meat why boy.
Okay, I'm back.
And I feel bad at the cover. The short or what? Banana. Oh, yeah, I muted himself. We're back into the show. Becky Lynch is on my TV. Oh no! So back to it. Turn the ball over. It's still 3-10 since the first half.
Black people. Okay, what were you talking about before I left for the first time?
Top 10 sucks. Oh yeah, I was asking about you nearing 1,000 subs.
Hopefully I can get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, but that's highly unlikely. But you never know. I have 943 subs. Hopefully I can get to at least 950. I'll have over 1,000 subs by the end of February, guaranteed.
Yeah, hopefully. Are we gonna get a Jews suck video?
Jews suck. I mean, why would I
or
do
furry
that?
suck video.
Furries. I honestly really haven't paid attention to fucking
I'm only
much.
giving you ideas.
I don't pay attention to furries. Like, I'm aware of what they are, but like the most I talk about furries is like you watch people like I don't know, like fucking what's that one dude's name? I fucking actually follow on Twitter because I actually enjoy his content because I've just found it out. Unless I'm like August the Duck or some shit, or fucking like, Isaac Butterfield, or like, Penguin Zero, channels like that. Channels talk about random shit with like titles like fucking like, I don't know, this woman sells farts in her jar or some shit. Something ridiculous like that. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
Like if the ones I talk about furries is just like that. The funny thing is, I'm actually gonna probably implement some of that shit into my channel. Like, I don't know what to call it though. Like, fucking, there's this one cringy video. It's like top 10 porn stars. I'm like, man-made crappy porn star. I don't know what to call it though. I can probably call it cringiest porn star list ever. I'm just like, bruh.
Jesus Christ. Imagine Wrestling Otaku does that. And it's like, dude, you'll go for top 50. I know you'll go for a top 50. You have a longer list than most of us.
Well, his length of videos are averaging like around like an hour or so.
Jesus fucking Christ. He doesn't make it like a podcast format. He's showing his fat neck ass face. He walks around what he's supposed to be talking about.
Most of his videos, for some reason, more recently, his videos have been under 10 minutes. Like his last 10 videos, because I check up on him now and again, because I was just curious, like, how's this fat fuck doing? Like, the shortest, like, the shortest video, like, the longest video he's had in, like, the last 10 videos is, like, 20 minutes. That's not bad, actually. I mean, but granted, before that, he was having constant, like, 20-plus minute videos and just, like, over an hour long, and it's just, like, no, I don't, like, no. Oh, like, the problem is, like, freaking, like, like, we all have our long videos. I made some fairly long videos, but my dumb comments is, like, over a half an hour. Like, fucking, this is why I'm probably not going to do dumb comments as much, because fucking there's so much of, like, the stupidity.
Dolph Ziggler is under, and Dolph Ziggler having his open challenge match with Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's great. We don't care.
No one really cares. Did he change his Titantron? They used to show, like, oh, never mind. I don't even know what's
DJ Storms is wrestling with Taco.
Push him with the U.S. title.
DJ Storms is wrestling with Taco. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that'd be bad. If I had to guess who win that, honestly, that'd probably be Otaku, because DJ Storms is just a weak little bitch. And plus, Otaku is probably more interesting to talk about than DJ Storms. Because at least fucking like Otaku, he says freaking shit that fucking like people can talk about. DJ Storms never had that in his entire life. Like honestly, I don't think anyone knows who DJ Storm. Mostly he just talks wrestling all day. He's just a rip-off JD from New York.
Oh god.
Like that's all he is. He just rips off JD from New York.
Look, guys.
That's all he does. If you care about that guy's content, I don't. Fucking, but still, I'm just saying, like fucking. At least Otaku, at least he gets videos like talking about how women are trash and does something else.
Tree or some shit.
Well, if you want sports content,
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want sports content, yeah, go look for him.
You want to look at a begrudged like Pittsburgh Steelers, sad Pittsburgh Pirates, and overprivileged Pittsburgh Penguins fan, go to him.
Well, at least he's actually unbiased.
No reason. I'm not upset at all.
I do like most of his content, though. I will admit, I was disappointed with his liberal bullshit on like fucking like Kyle Beach. I'm like, Jesus Christ, really? Like, I'm not defending what the dude did to Kyle Beach because it was fucked up, but like, that was overboard. Like, dude, why are you acting like every fucking liberal like bullshit? I'm like, dude, like when you interject that bullshit, like pray for him, like Jesus Christ, that's fucking cringe. Like, I would make a video of explaining why he's not innocent, but to be honest, I like why Kyle Beach should not be like be heralded like hero, but I don't give a crap enough to do it. And like that's just not worth it. Like it's just like
but whenever it comes, go ahead.
Like the problem is when Urinary Tree did a video about like the Kyle Beach situation with the Blackhawks, I'm like, I mean that was one thing, but another thing that got me annoyed is like the boys club mentality. Like, okay, the boys club mentality, like no, like it's kind of the reason why hockey is even relevant. Take that away, hockey's boring. Like straight up, it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Like I don't care for it for the most part. Like I fucking like this whole boys club thing, which is like old school, like whatever. It's like and it's fucking. I'm just like it's interpreting to toxic masculinity. I wouldn't be shocked, but like even then, it's just like nonsense. That's what makes people care about hockey. It's like where you say, oh, we gotta care about people's like player safety and shit. Look, I understand that. Yeah, you should probably care for these guys to some extent, but at the end of the day, they're athletes. Okay, if they want to do shit that's really physical, if they get hurt, that's on them. That's not on their fucking league. Yeah, they chose to be.
Something
we shouldn't defend their stupidity. And plus, not to mention, when you get to the injured board, most of the time, it's usually their fault. Now, there's some cases where it's not, obviously, where it happens by, like, a dirty play, especially in hockey, but, like, most of the time they get injured because of their fault, because they didn't, like, look up or something. They fucking did something stupid. They made a wrong choice. So, like, you gotta have some accountability to these people. Like, it's just fucking nonsense. Like, fucking... Now, I will say, like, the current people who are still doing the whole boys club mentality shit, a lot of their ideas are outdated. Like, fucking, like, what's his face? Like, John Tortorella. Well, I mean, to some extent, because Tortorella's had some minor success. But guys like Tortorella, Mike Babcock, and it's like, they're good coaches, but their style hockey isn't going to work in today's climate where it's all trying to be faster and boring. Well, tries to be more faster, but it's not going to work that way. Like, it's just fucking, like, nonsense.
I mean, hockey's already fast-paced as it is.
It tries to be more technical and it's boring.
I wouldn't mind to go physical. I think that
physicality needs to be bring back more. We need to see more like crazy like dudes destroying each other, not like light checks. Like I'm talking, or like light fighting. Like I want the hard, nasty shit. Like like come on, bring that shit back. So like I just don't get like fucking It's just this generation.
Or become a begrudged. It's either that or become a begrudged Islanders fan because now they play near my area. I want to kill myself.
I wouldn't. I mean, the Islanders. I would say the Islanders are better than the Devils right now, but the Islanders have been struggling this season. So yeah, you probably want to stick to your Devils instead. I don't know. And wait till next season for you to be.
Hey, at least I know that we have some youth.
You just need to get rid of Subban and get some fucking.
At least
money.
we have some considered youth. Yeah, you still have this.
You need to get
overextended.
You need a
contract.
goalie. I think it's only for one more year, though. I think this is the last season, for Subban, so you can just get rid of him. Or if you do keep him, it's going to be at a way cheaper price, because it's probably... if Subban stays with the Devils, I see him making no more than like $3 million. So like the max he'll get is $4 million, which that's like at least $5 to $6 million in cap. So like you can probably sign like another defenseman or two. Because I believe, if I remember correctly, you suck at defensive depth and like scoring.
Yeah,
So
we
you
do
you
just
can use
suck at defense, especially whenever it comes to those wristers. We can't stop anybody.
Yeah, you can
Our
probably
last game
use
was
that to get
against the
defense.
Bruins.
Yeah, you can probably use that money to get some
No,
defensemen or
the
some
Golden
shit.
Knights.
Oh, Golden Knights. Well, well, hey, you can probably use that extra money you'll get from like not having to deal with Subban to use that for real fucking players, or to get some defensemen. Because I don't know, and you're probably gonna need a goalie because like all you have is like what McKenzie. Don't you all you have is like what?
Yeah.
Like what's it, guys? McKenzie Blackwood. He's like a mediocre goalie. Like he's okay, but he's not like great.
He at least averages like a few saves. He's not that good.
He's just an average mediocre starting goalie. Like he's not great, but
I'm actually gonna try to react to some.
I mean, you go to an Islanders game, you can go see them face the Devils and cheer for the Devils. At least you were alive to see the Devils win the cup, even if you were shitting your diapers. That's more than the Islanders.
Look at that, kids.
At least that's more than the Islanders can ever say.
It's still technically seeing them.
Most of the Islanders fans, they weren't even born when they saw their 4 cups in the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at Jorkinen nearly pushing in a goal. Oh, it's in. It's in. It's already 1-0. Let's go. Jorkinen, can you do it again? Thank you.
So I heard so what's going on Monday Night Raw there? Is Liv Morgan cutting a shitty promo?
No, it's U.S. title open challenge. Damian Priest versus Ziggler.
When Dolph Ziggler still gets championship opportunities. Well, at least I know OTR said RS
still on TV.
He still has a job.
That's the sad part, because what kid ever asked, "Oh, I need to see Dolph Ziggler on Raw"? That's going to be exciting for Monday Night Raw. Dolph Ziggler.
Oh God, I don't. Yeah, I can't freaking be bothered.
I'm trying to understand, what kid ever asks, "Oh, I need to see," at least for back in the day, it's like, "Oh, I'm going to see Rob Van Dam, Shelton Benjamin, Umaga, Big Show. I'm going to see." That's going to be a fun show next week if Triple H is going to make an appearance or John Cena. There's always supposed to be an appeal to seeing the constant favorites on TV.
Yeah, now you don't even get that. Bruh. Fucking.
Nope.
You used to have, you can say, oh, what's Kurt Angle going to do? Is he going to, what's he going to do with Shawn Michaels? Oh, is Trish and Lita going to keep doing their thing? Are they going to get the look of them again for, about a few minutes? I don't know. It's stupid shit like that. Fucking. At least back then, you can say, oh, look, you can care about something. Now you don't even do that. What? The most you have is, what? Bobby Lashley, and that's it. And I guess AJ Styles. But AJ Styles is just doing nothing but feud with Omos, which I honestly, look, I love Undertaker. And I do have a bit of hope that Omos can be something. And I do want it to be something because it's refreshing to see a big black giant, in wrestling. I just don't know if he's going to make it, though. I know Undertaker's no. Bitch boy Omos can go somewhere, fucking man. I mean, I hope he does something.
Black 7-footer, just go to the NBA.
Well,
it's easy.
Yeah, but Durant. I mean, could they be a good wrestler though? We don't know. We'll wait and see. All I know is that Omos has been trained by Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, so that's proper big men right there for wrestling, especially Kevin Nash.
Fuck Tavares.
He's playing on the Maple Leafs now.
Slap shot. Yeah, fuck him.
Theodore what are you watching?
Score off long range. Golden Knights against Islanders from the 19th. Didn't watch that game.
Oh, 1-1. Oh, yeah. But still.
Now, there's 2-1 now.
But still, it's just fucking garbage. Nothing. There's just nothing good now. Bruh. I'm trying to think. What else can you theoretically want to enjoy yourself on Raw? I can't think of anything.
David Benoit did nothing wrong. I guess if you like popcorn,
I can't think of
you can.
I can't think of anything. There's like nothing I can think of that's like worth a damn. It's just Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles. That's it. That's the only people I would want to watch on Raw. Oh yeah, and Edge. I keep forgetting Edge is there. And Randy Orton, I guess. But those guys are doing nothing interesting right now. Like, I don't give a shit about The Miz. The Miz sucks. Matt Riddle's a greasy faggot, so like, no. So like what? There's 4 guys that theoretically I can see myself enjoying and watching. And I don't even like Randy Orton all that much, but at least I know I'll get something out of Randy Orton.
How do we already have 5 injuries in under a month? Paul Mari and Barzell's already hurt. So it's Pollock. That is sad.
No wonder why the Islanders are sucking, because their fucking star players are gone.
And Barzell and 2 are already out because of COVID. And so is Salo. Okay, Salo doesn't do shit. I don't care that Salo's gone.
Yeah, but still.
So we're stuck with Chara. So we're stuck with Chara in Clutterbuck that I forget even plays sometimes. Like, he can't shoot.
Well, Chara's probably going to get traded anyway.
Probably. Because he's just going to push over his staff. It was like, oh, he got 2 goals against the Canucks. Oh, we went for a double overtime with him. I mean, and then like, oh wow, high scoring game against a bottom seeder than us. Like, shut the fuck up.
Apparently, VW just found out that freaking Liv Morgan has blocked IBs. Oh, and now I think he's jokingly want her to be pushed. Like, who cares? Well, at least the Red Wings are fighting for a playoff spot, which I didn't think they were going to this season, because I thought they were going to be in the same spot as the Devils were.
You know, I always thought of rebuilding. I haven't rebuilt the Red Wings since NHL 17.
Well, yeah, because the Red Wings are garbage now. Well, I mean, they're not garbage now; they're all right. But like, by the mid to late 2010s, the Red Wings are dog shit. Like, dude, they were ass.
They are not the 2000s Red Wings.
This is what happens when you freaking constant sign up freaking like mediocre players to like long shitty contracts that should not be even a thing. You don't sign to people
they can increase their depth.
Yeah, but the problem is they overpaid for guys like Justin Albuquerque, Johan Franzen, like maybe not Cromwell, because Cromwell is a solid defenseman. Yeah, they overpaid guys like Franzen and like Justin Albuquerque and guys like that just so they can keep their playoff
in general.
Just to keep their playoff hopes alive. Like, dude, like really? Like Cromwell, I understand because he's like your best defenseman. He's a solid defenseman, and like Dartsuk and Zetterberg, but like,
yeah. What is that? The second slap shot you allowed? Okay, great. 3-3. Nice. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Overtime. Let's go. Let's see how the Islanders can fill this. Bavalar and Dobson. I'm praying. The only person that's going to be a threat is Nelson.
Now it's just IB's gets bull.
We end overtime. Went completely scoreless. Shootout time. Theodore's up. Look, if you allow this, I will send you to G. Never mind. I forgot our goalkeeper. Islanders goalkeeper is absolute dog water.
Isn't it Varlamov right now? And like just Skirk? Well, that's just Skirk and fucking some other Russian name. Fucking, I know Varlamov's been dog shit though this year, like season. I don't know what it is. Those Islanders goaltenders. I mean, what do you expect from Russian goalies? They usually aren't that great these days. Haven't been for a while.
We're letting Sorokin come in on overtimes. And his percentage is shit. Sorokin's coming in.
It's better than Varlamov. Varlamov is dog shit. Both him or like Varlamov are the same level of skill. When like the Islanders were like doing like playoff appearances and they had like 2 conference spots. No, it's fucking like some Russian goalie. He played in like one round last year for the fucking like the Islanders, and Varlamov did the other, and they kind of switched between the two, so they played even amount of games.
I think that's fair. They're both mediocre. And that's gonna be it. 2-0. That ends overtime. I mean, that ends the shootout with Roy with a good wrist shot. 4-3. That's an overtime loss again for the Islanders. It's so great. Just
Well,
stick up a new arena. Why don't you? You're better off both back at Nassau Coliseum or Barclays with that shitty car you guys always bring.
No one's going to those games. I mean, fuck. I think the Islanders game attendance was just like WWE Evolution. So like, oof.
Rest in peace.
Well, what did you?
Oh my god, that is so fucking sad.
Barclays Center is just not a good place to fucking hold events at general, unless it's music concerts. But even then, that's stretching it.
You get musty, over the top, like nosebleeds, especially for basketball. It's bad for basketball.
Nobody cares about that in basketball. Not good for hockey. It's not good for wrestling. Like, come on.
Look, it's only good for basketball because we have a lot of black people, so that's why it's not a main. It's not like a main
I forgot.
Attendance.
Negroes going to the dumbest places possible
because it's Brooklyn.
Yeah, black people are
Brooklyn.
I'm surprised it's not a team like called the Brooklyn Islanders or some shit. Or like the Brooklyn.
You're already in a sad state right there.
It's
either let the Islanders relocate or something.
Oh, I got it. I know what they call themselves. The Brooklyn Brawlers.
Oh, come on, man. Well, Vegas are now 20-12 with 40 points, matching over with the. Oh, wow.
Well, to be fair,
Anaheim Ducks are matching the same amount of point percentage, but less wins.
The Ducks. Yeah, they're making the playoffs. The Ducks, they're gonna actually do it somehow. Didn't think they will, but they're gonna do it. The Wings, they can easily make the playoffs too. So those two teams are gonna be the two surprise teams that everyone's gonna be like, wait, these guys are here. I think Calgary, but to be honest, I think people kind of expect Calgary to be like a decent enough playoff contender.
Well, what the fuck is with Nashville's doing well too? They're 19-10 with only one loss over overtime, and
they're gonna drop off eventually.
They have COVID problems, bro. They have a lot of COVID problems, especially for Ben Harper, Jansen, and Loaf. They're gone.
Most of those guys are jobbers on their teams, and they're not losing anyone big, which is weird. They kind of sell off some of their guys in the offseason, like Victor Arvidsson or some shit. I don't know. I guess I think they're just well coached.
It's possibly the well coaching system they have, especially when you rotate with Danucci and Forbesberg.
Well, yeah, I mean, the only players that Nashville has that's going to do any decent damage is like Forsberg, Yossi, Ekholm, and I would have said Ryan Ellis, but he's gone to fucking Philly. How's that worked out? Oof.
Oh wow! And how's Philly doing?
They were starting off good, and they are falling off a cliff fast.
12-12 now, so you're right. Oh god.
I guess they're on a little winning streak because they were like 8-12 one of the times. I was like, oh my god.
They were 8-12?
Yeah, they were doing dog shit. I guess they're trying to turn it around a little.
Weakest team is the Arizona Coyotes. We still don't know where they're going to relocate, and they got to change over until June. So I think they're just trying to get these losses quickly.
Yeah, they're just trying to get a first-round pick. It's like, okay, you can go play for the new team. Meanwhile, right behind them, the suckage is Montreal. They are dog shit, as I'm not shocked.
Now there's Eric Bischoff.
I'm back. It's better than ever. I'm black.
Jesus Christ. I'm black. Don't call me nigger.
I'm black, and I hate Negroes. The Red Wings will be like either A, they won't make the playoffs this year, and they'll barely miss it, or they'll make it and just get
one round eliminator.
Yeah, by Florida or like Tampa Bay, unless they face Toronto.
I'm not trusting Florida. I am not trusting Florida.
I trust Florida way more than I trust Toronto. Florida, they started to finally become good again, so they're gonna get their groove in eventually. Toronto, now, if there's Toronto versus Detroit, I'll go with Detroit in 7 because I know Toronto's gonna choke that.
Their last game they played, they had the LA Kings.
Just the fact that Toronto choked a 3-1 series lead again, a non-playoff Montreal Canadiens. It's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. Don't relocate. How's their attendance?
Their attendance is kind of crap, to be honest. Like, it's still better than Arizona, but it's not great. There's empty seats.
Yeah, but because you're in an exaggerated market, you're in a saturated market in Florida, where people don't come in for a beach vacation to see fucking ice hockey.
I will say, at least the Florida women look nice.
Yeah, the Florida women look nice because it's Florida women. They don't retire in Florida. Of course, they look nice. They don't plan to retire in Florida.
Hey, that's fine. They were doing fine down.
Hot women. Yeah, they were doing fine. And now here they are against the LA Kings, John.
Yeah.
How the Kings doing, Distractor?
The Kings?
I don't think anybody talks about the LA Kings.
They're doing meh. They're doing slightly better than the Devils. Like, they have a decent record. They're trying to fight for a playoff spot, but they're probably not going to make it. I know Vancouver's turning around recently, ever since getting fucking
they're currently
Bruce.
They're in a sub 500 record, so you're right that they're doing okay.
They were garbage, and then they decided, hey, we're gonna hire a new coach named Bruce Boudreau, and that's gonna help your regular season.
Was this in the middle of the season?
Yeah, they just did it not long ago. Fucking, I don't know why, but apparently that guy's
Who's Todd McLellan?
Todd McLellan? That's a coach. What team is that for? Like, LA?
Kopitar is still there.
Yeah, he's not that old yet. Same with Doughty and Brown.
It seems like a new coach.
I think LA has a new coach. Dude, I don't know who it is. I don't really care.
Oh, wow.
I know Vancouver's like
the same roster that I remember.
Well, if that was the case, most of those guys have been old and retired. The only people LA has is still around when they were good was
Blackhawks.
Or went to other teams. The only people they still have is like what? Parry. Quick, Brown, fucking Doughty, Kopitar. That's about it. That's all they have from that freaking core that got them 2 cups. Carter was still there, but he got traded to Pittsburgh.
No, Jonathan Quick.
Fucking Jeff Carter went to Pittsburgh. Schittsburg, lol.
Kopitar is getting paid $8 million. Nice.
Well, he's still top. There, at least he's getting paid the money that he should be. So, Kopitar's doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing his job. That's the captain, Matt Roy. Fucking what?
Black people. I'm gonna look on Twitter still.
Dun, 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 dun. God damn, he took that like a bitch. Borinsky got shoved off by a teammate.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Look at the fucking empty seats at a home game. It's so sad whenever I see that. By the way, I know you don't watch football, but there was actually sludge coming out of the stadium hitting some fans.
Oof. Ryback. Oof.
Eric Bischoff is actually, oh my god, he's actually the receptionist. He's actually helping renew the vows for Miz. So I guess we'll actually focus on a segment on Raw.
Oh wow, a segment. Well, before that, apparently, so I guess good old Keems, I guess SS Sniper Wolf, that talentless plastic freaking bimbo hoe.
Oh yeah.
Blocked Keemstar there, John. She blocked Keemstar on Twitter.
Look, all I said, you can't fuck black people when you're still in a relationship, Sniper Wolf. Your tits are not going to help you. And your fake New York accent. You fake plastic cunt. I'm sorry. I just don't know why this chick is on YouTube.
I watch.
She's not
Okay,
funny.
she's just cringe. I'm like, bro, she's not appealing. Like, I saw like a great video of like roasting her like into a new bit was like Tom Dark, which is Turkey Tom's second channel. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah. When he was talking, I was like, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like in the clips aside, like, why the fuck are people watching this? It's like, see, I don't know what it is with some YouTubers. Like, what is it with like some YouTubers that have like a good following, that have like lots of subscribers, but yet they don't deserve any of their subscribers. Like you see this with like the quartering, fucking Sniper Wolf, fucking who's a shitty Dank Ops, fucking he's terrible, like fucking he's dog shit. Like like guys like that, and you just wondering like, how are these people like this getting all the subscribers and attention, but yet there's better channels that don't even get like a quarter of that. They don't get the
Uyghur with an
attention.
own goal.
I
think
don't
it's
know.
Uyghur. Is it Uyghur or Uyghur? He's from the
For what?
Panthers.
Oh, I don't know. Uyghur, I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to these shit. I'm just like, I'm not interested in like the hockey shit right now because it's fucking boring. Like, I know my team sucks, but even if my team still sucked, if the product was so good, I'll keep some tabs onto it and be like trade rumors, and I probably would have had a second channel. I would have been using my second channel for hockey content.
What would you called it? Would you just call it like Destructor 2, or you would call it some type of hockey name?
I would have said Destructor second channel. I've been like, okay, this is where all my main content goes when I get fucking kicked off my first channel, and then I would have rebranded like, okay,
with the
hockey.
tiebreaker.
But like, even then, I'm just like, I'm not interested in this fucking like hockey shit. It's just like, I don't even care about freaking like the trades going on, like, or fucking anything. There's nothing interesting going on. The only thing I'll make a video on is it's like if Montreal gets a new GM, hopefully they get Patrick Waugh, but I wouldn't be shocked if they don't because they're a bunch of retards.
If it was an overpaid contract, would you talk about it?
Depends on the signing. Like if it was Panarin, I'd be like, why the fuck is a guy like this who gets like 70 to 80 something points on average, getting 12.5 million, who is not a playoff performer, doesn't have a heart of a champion? Like, why is he getting paid like he's one of the best wingers in the world? Like, he's not Ovechkin, he's not freaking any of that shit. He's not Pasternak. Like, get out of here. Like Panarin had Panarin had one really good season where it's like, oh, okay, he's actually starting to earn that money. But even then, that was one season. He's not going to do that again. He's probably going to be like, what? He's going to probably have another like 70 to 90 point season, which, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Like, fucking something wrong with that.
So Kopitar with the goal, and then Dustin Brown with a good goal. I'm not going to lie. They're kicking their ass now. Yeah, but I understand what you're talking about. I mean, depending if it's going to be
certain players when they get overpaid, it's like, why are you getting paid this money when you don't deserve it?
Probably they don't focus on recent production as hard as like what their qualities would put them in, even if it was like over their physical prime or if that's on a consistent basis. Well, it might bite them over in the ass.
It will, because when he signed this fucking contract, it was like what? It was on 2019. He signed a 7-year fucking $81.5 million contract, which is like $11.5 million. Hey, yo. And by the time the contract's up, he's gonna be like 35, 36. So, because in 2019 and a half,
poor talking about that.
So we're already in like what the second? What is it? Fucking 29. Yeah, we're in like the third season of this fucking contract. So like, yeah, he's in his mid-30s, and it's like, is it really worth it? Like, yeah, he's a really good player. He can be on your first line, but is he like the best in the world? Are we really gonna go there? Like,
by the way, why'd you have a guy with depleting production have an extension over a contract for a majority of his adult life and see if he can still keep that? And if that contract goes to waste, imagine how much dead cap you're sacrificing.
Yeah, not looking good. Fucking, I don't know, okay, look, when his first season with the Rangers, if he would have played the full season, he probably would have had over 100 points in like a 40-goal season, which that's pretty good. That's like, okay, that's probably worth like a decent amount of money. But like, 11.5 million though, like that's like, I mean, granted, most players are overpaid as fuck. Even McDavid is, but even then, even by today's standards, like, dude, that's like at most like 10 million. It's a little too much there at best, and even them being generous, still be like 9 million, 9.5, because that's whatever. Like, he probably would have been on pace for like what, maybe like almost 110 points last season. Was shortened as fuck, but he only had 58 points in 42 games. Judging by this, it would have been like probably the same amount of points again. So like,
Miss is actually trying to speak French. Kill me.
oh Jesus Christ, that's a terrible thing. But still,
Better Canadian than you, Destructor.
well, I mean, yeah, because she probably understands this shit. And besides, I hate Canada, so like, who cares? But still, it's like I don't know. I'm assuming like Panarin's probably gonna have another season where he's gonna have like 80 to 90 points, maybe 100 points, unless fucking the NHL's like fuck you. So like, it's not really worth it as far as I'm concerned. It's like, no, like this is the type of contract's gonna bite you in the long ass. Like the Rangers don't learn this shit. I don't know what it is. Every time they do something like they sign a big free agent, like Marion Gabrick or something, or like whoever they get, like they always bite themselves in the ass because they can't build a foundation around someone like that. He's someone you add on to your piece, but you don't build your core around him. Like it's like building your team around Patrick Kane or Ovechkin. Like freaking yeah, they're great players, but they're not like the guys that you want to be like the faces of your franchise.
Plus, he's pushing over after having a 30-goal season, 2 above average, over 25 goal seasons. He's pushing over 17. His production's pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. It's fucking like like Ovechkin. He can get away with it because he's Ovechkin because he scores 50 goals on a constant basis. Kane, well, he's Patrick Kane. Fucking like he's Kane. Like, come on. I know Kane's having a shitty year, but fucking Kane got you 3 cups and it was worth the paycheck.
Panarin, he can just be a good second fiddle. He can be a good third option.
He
can be a good scoring depth.
He's a sec. I mean, realistically, he's a first line. He's a first line winger in today's market. There's no denying that. But 11.5 million. Come on, bro.
Yeah, a bit overpaid.
He's not the face of the franchise. Okay, it's not like Sidney Crosby or some shit, or even like Connor McDavid or some shit, or Leon Draisaitl, or hell, even like Kirill Kaprizov is more of a face of the franchise worthy than Panarin. Like just how that kid's been like.
Look, I think it's just a desperate option. If you're trying to push over a trade, you got to try to see what future content you're trying to get over that, and plus, it could be for a desperate team trying to push over for better wing depth for their franchise for a playoff push. I think that will be the only time he'll get traded.
It's possible, but we don't know. But like, I feel like if Kaprizov can keep doing what he has to do, the Wild, they're gonna probably like they can be something. Like he has a more tenacity because like the Wild weren't even a playoff team realistically before he came here. It was like they were about to finally rebuild, and then this kid came and they just give this team like life again, which is shocking. This man, like I don't know how he does it, but he just does it. And he's only 24, so this guy's gonna be around for a while. So he's probably gonna be one of the big stars of the future, unless he decides to fuck off to Russia again, like Russians do.
Panthers got pimp slapped by the LA Kings 4-1.
It's gonna happen at some point. So the segment's still going on.
Yeah, Ms. Edge came out obviously.
What does he do? Attacking him?
Trying to mock them renewing their vows, and Miz and Maurice are now making out. Eric Bischoff is displaying his in-ring boner. Maurice looking really fuckable right now, but we're not talking about that.
I mean, of course, Maurice is gonna be fuckable because she's a fucking babe. Like,
look, if she wasn't a mother, I would make her a mother.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Unless the Mrs. I don't see Maurice as like a bad woman, to be honest. Like I know she has like glamorous shit, but like the judging by the way she is, she seems like she cares about her kids. This is why she's not doing wrestling anymore.
And that's respectable quality.
She seems more respectable than fucking than a lot of the chicks I see in our fucking roster. Like fucking like, come on. That's what I don't even give Tristan. At least she's like being a mom. Like, yeah, she's aged kind of poorly in that face, but fuck, at least you're being a parent.
Yeah. It's Gangrel. He's playing that Gangrel. Is this gonna be a thing now? Whenever he's feuding with somebody, he'll do the Gangrel shot and he'll push the blood in the ring. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to listen to Gangrel's song again, but yep, there it is. It's black.
I guess Edge is gonna be. I guess Edge's whole shtick now is that he's turned himself to the dark side. He has a dark side. And I was like, cool. I mean,
so that's why he has those promos. What makes him sound like he's taking an aggressive shit? Is that where Odyssey Jones' feces goes to?
Odyssey. I forgot about Odyssey Jones. He was kind of doing something in the first one in NXT, feuding with Andre Chase. And what the fuck has he done since? Like, bro, this guy's
205 Live, even though he's like over 205 tons.
I think they're just making 205 Live fucking the new dark show, which I mean that's okay. That's fine. Because they're having women on the show. I mean, granted, most chicks weigh under 205 pounds. Let's just be honest here.
Oh no, you're getting canceled.
Well, it's true. Most chicks don't weigh as much as dudes. 'Cause most chicks don't have like the strong bone density as dudes. Like fucking like, there's very, very few chicks that weigh over 200 plus pounds. Like what? Nia Jax, China. That's about it because that's the only big chicks that they ever had that had any recognizable. I wouldn't even say Tamina. I think she's almost 205, but I think she's just like Finn Balor pounds at most, like fucking like 180
she's not
something
even skinny
maybe.
Fat. She's just tubby, bro.
Yeah, she's just fat. Like I would say Charlotte, but Charlotte's probably like 160, 170. The only way she has any real like weight to her is just that she's just tall. She doesn't have the bones or some shit. She doesn't have the strength. Like China, where at least like yeah, she's around the same height, but China has like the bones, the strength to where like she's probably like weighs more than like 190, where she's probably like over 205 to be honest.
Haha. We also have you guys. You guys had the Flyers back last week.
Oh my.
Did you guys lose? Did you guys win? Well, I don't know. I don't have my crack money.
So it seems like everyone hates. So it seems like freaking what is it? WWE is. It seems like people are hating this episode of Raw. So it's like, I'm not sure.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not shocked. I don't give a shit.
I mean, Big E didn't even make an appearance, even though nobody cares. The show wasn't exciting in any means. They didn't even hype up Eric Bischoff coming back.
I think they just did that out of nowhere. It's like, hey, look, here comes Eric Bischoff because they need to fucking do something. I mean, this is the last Raw of the year. Let that sink in. It's like the last Raw before like their pay-per-view. I mean, I know like fucking people like Becky Lynch and like Bianca Belair and Big E and like that and Rollins were like out of their little thing because of potentially COVID. But I think like Rollins will fucking be back by the time the pay-per-view happens. So
yeah. But that's Raw, ladies and gentlemen.
Another 3 hours of your life waste.
Yeah, we still have the Dolphins winning by 17 against the New Orleans Saints, so we know who's going to make it to the playoffs. Not the Saints anymore; they've been eliminated.
So the Baltimore Ravens have a chance.
From playoff hunt perspectives, they're still a game behind. They are not division leaders anymore.
I'm sure they're.
I think because now they're pushing off 8-7.
Well, I mean, they're gonna need all the help they get. I mean, if Taco is like, get to the playoffs, guys.
So now they're 9-7. That's gonna push over 7th seed. This could go into a huge advantage for the Raiders or the Dolphins. Can majorly use this win because now the Ravens are ahead. I mean, the Bengals are ahead by 2 games. And now they're third best in their conference.
So the Baltimore Ravens better hope they win their games. Their teams to lose their games there, John.
Their best quarterback's out. Possibly
They're not
the remainder of the season.
Well, it is Baltimore we're talking about.
Yeah, Montreal's tied with the Flyers. Wrist evades, dives in for a shot. It's a miss. Kill me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think we should end the stream there, John.
Yeah, man, because I don't want to watch this Flyers game. But
Until then,
thanks for
fuck
everybody
Becky
coming
Lynch.
in. Yeah, yeah, fuck Becky Lynch. But I want to thank everybody. About like a total of like 8 people came in here. Loved it. Thanks for Destructor being a consistent guest here, and many of the other wonderful people like Cineville Productions, and you guys up in the comment section below or even chat that came in live. Thanks for that. And that's it for me.